crowd has helped the Lincoln Lightning stay a perfect 5-0 at the Thunderdome. But tonight, the league-leading defense of the Sioux Falls Cobras comes slinking into town. Can the high-powered offense of the Lightning strike the Cobras? The answer is next. Nebraska, ETV Sports is live from Pershing Auditorium in Lincoln, Nebraska. Tonight, it's the Sioux Falls Cobras and the Lincoln Lightning. Hi again, everybody. I'm Kevin Kugler, and welcome to Pershing Auditorium in Lincoln, Nebraska, or as it's known tonight, the Thunderdome. Lincoln and Sioux Falls getting set to square off for the second time this season. The first meeting came in week 3 of the IFL year, and that one was won in Sioux Falls by the Cobras 61-56. Obviously an offensive shootout in that one. That game, though, looked like it was the Lightning's to win. The Lightning, though, lost a 25-point lead, and with that lead lost, then followed the game, and the Lightning fell in that one by 5 on the road. They're looking for a little bit of revenge tonight, while the Cobras are looking to sweep the season series against the Lightning and get the first win by an opponent against the Lightning here in the Thunderdome. Working with me tonight is former Husker and former Lightning quarterback Monty Cristo. And Monty, I know you're glad to be back in the Thunderdome.
Yeah, it's nice to be back in the Thunderdome. I'm hoping behind the walls here, I'll be a little bit more safe this time around.
Monty's job to protect me as the ball and the players come flying over the walls. Well, another player that's certainly happy to be back in uniform and on the field tonight is the Lightning's Damon Benning. And Monty, you just cannot underestimate what he brings to this team.
Well, you're exactly right, Kevin. Not only is Damon Benning the most talented player in this league, but he also brings so much more to the field. His leadership and confidence are things that were missed by this team while he was injured. I talked to Damon a little bit earlier tonight. He said he feels great. The injury's all healed up, and he's looking forward to coming out and showing Sioux Falls why he was the MVP of this league last year.
Well, for Sioux Falls, the spotlight has to shine on Andy Jepson, the quarterback, and you know it's awfully difficult to play quarterback in this league.
It sure is. There's definitely some ups and downs to playing quarterback in this league. Jepson's a guy who's a versatile quarterback. He's a fairly accurate thrower. He likes to tuck it under his arm, and if he has some daylight, he'll get after it. But the thing about this league, the rules are set up for the offense to dominate and put a lot of points on the board, and the quarterback plays such a central role in that. So Jepson will definitely be a big key for the Cobras tonight.
The third member of our broadcast crew is making a little switch tonight. He's moving from news to sports, and Brad Penner joins us on the sidelines. Brad?
Well, Kevin, you're right. This is a little bit of a change of pace for me, but one I'm really excited to be involved with. This game is very different from regular football in a lot of ways, and throughout the night we'll be helping to explain some of those differences, as well as talking with fans and some of the other people involved with Lightning football to see just why this has taken hold so strongly in Lincoln. And basically I'm here for the same reason all of them are here, and that's to have a good time.
Well, you can see they are filing into Pershing Auditorium in Lincoln right now. Usually a near sellout, if not a sellout at Pershing Auditorium, and expected to be similar tonight as the Lightning and the Cobras square off. And the Lightning will get the football first to start it off in this one in the Thunderdome. You get a look at the indoor football stadium here, which is now Pershing Auditorium, been converted to indoor football for this, now the second season of the Lincoln Lightning. And the Lightning, they're the Cobras in the road whites with the teal helmets, and we're about ready to go in this one from Lincoln, Nebraska tonight. Glad you're with us. Back deep, it's Clester Johnson for the Lightning. He'll stand in his own end zone. You can kick off from anywhere on that goal line, and so they will kick it off from the side. One interesting note about Sioux Falls tonight, they have no kicker. They deactivated their kicker last week, did not activate him again, Pete Sanchez, and so actually it's a defensive back, Michael Hunter, that will handle the kickoffs tonight, and expect them to go for 2 instead of the traditional point after attempt on any touchdowns tonight. Hunter is ready to go, and so are the Lightning. Getting everyone set before this one gets underway, and the Lightning will try to avoid what happened in Sioux Falls in week 3. They got out to a 25-point lead in that game and eventually lost that game 61-56. And Monty, it was just a case, it looked like, where the defense kind of maybe relaxed a little bit with a big lead.
Well, that happens sometimes. You know, you get an early lead and guys tend to relax a little bit. But I talking to Coach Jefferson, he assured me that's not going to happen this time around.
He is a fiery individual, no doubt about that, and he is excited about this one. These are critical games for both of these teams as we get towards the playoffs. The IFL season ending in just a few weeks, and we will talk more about playoffs and the implications of this game as we get going. And the kickoff taken by the short man, Zach Sangster. And Sangster going right up the middle across the 25 and to the Cobra 24-yard line. And that's where the Lightning will start off. First down and 10 to go. Led out by Josh Lutke, the quarterback who spent his collegiate days at the University of Nebraska, Omaha. As he gets instruction from head coach Jose Jefferson. Lutke has really been a nice story for this Lightning team. He's been out of football for several years. His last year at UNO was in '94, and that year he backed up. But has really taken over for the man to my right, Monte Cristo, performed very admirably this year. And a stop and play for a moment as the officials sort something out. But talking with you before the game, Monty, you've seen Josh play this year, and I know you've been very impressed with the way he's adapted to this game.
Yeah, I sure have. Josh has stepped in and done a wonderful job. He's earned the respect of his teammates, and you know, he's a guy. He's a big, strong guy. You can tell by just looking at him. He's got a rocket for an arm, and you know, talking to Tom Stark and a couple of the other receivers, they said this guy just throws a great ball. So Josh has stepped in and done a great job.
6'5", 240. That is a prototypical quarterback size, almost even maybe a little big for a quarterback. He is a big guy. You see the motion before the snap. Lutke to throw on first down, going over to the right side, and that one is caught by Frenchie Buckner, a gain of about 5 yards inside the 20 down to near the 19-yard line. And let's look at the offense. Lutke, Damon Benning back in the lineup, Frenchie Buckner, Tom Stark, and Lester Johnson, the wide receivers there. And then up front, Brian Duns, Chris Dunkel, and Pat Shaban. Second down and a short 6 for the Lincoln Lightning. There you get a good look at Damon Benning. Only played 2 games this year, been out with an injury. And they'll give it to Benning. His first carry goes right up the middle. He's got some running room, diving ahead down near the 5.
Well, that's what Damon Benning brings to the table. You saw the quick feet right there. It was a dive play to the left side, and Damon does such a great job of the cutback play, and that's what we saw right there. Good job by the big boys up front as well.
The defense for Sioux Falls up front, Trent Toline, Jason Grenovich, and John Green. And then the backers, Stern Aiken, Don Hilsenroth, Michael Hunter, Ed Wynn, Bobby Perkins. And that's your defensive alignment for the Sioux Falls Cobras. Lightning in good shape. First down and goal to go from the Cobra 6-yard line. The toss to Benning. Trying to cut back. He's in trouble, and down he goes in the arms of a former teammate, Trent Toline, who played with the Lincoln Lightning last year.
Yeah, that's right. Trent was on our team last year, and he was a great player for the Lightning. And he's from Sioux Falls, the Sioux Falls area, so he's decided to stick around and play up there for him this year.
He has been a big part of the top-ranked defense in the IFL. The Cobras come in to this one, allowing only about 170 yards per game. There's Jose Jefferson. We'll hear from the coach a little bit later on in the broadcast. Second down. Lutke to throw, spins it into the backfield. Damon Benning running toward the end zone and knocked out at about the 2-yard line. Had an opening there for a moment, but quickly closing in on that Sioux Falls Cobra side. Ed Wynn, Michael Hunter, among others, coming in to close down the lane that Damon Benning had.
We saw Josh wanted to throw to his right. They had trips on the right side. Good job of Josh finding his outlet man, Damon.
Jose Jefferson talking it over with Mark Tranowitz, and he was the big guy in the picture there. Third down and goal. The hand to Benning, diving to the end zone, and he stood up. Big hit laid on by Stern Aiken, and it was indeed a stern hit as Benning could not get in on third down and goal.
Great play by the middle linebacker Aiken there. Watch, Damon tries to get up in the air, and Aiken goes right up with him. Took his knees out there. Good job by Hunter coming in and filling as well.
So fourth down, and the Lightning with their first decision of the night, and the decision looks like it's been made. The Lightning will go for it. Fourth down and a yard for a touchdown.
Look for Lutke here, maybe on the quarterback sneak.
Instead, it goes up the middle to Bodaddy. Bodaddy banging his way in and scoring for the Lightning.
Charles Bodaddy. He's a crowd favorite here at the Thunderdome. That guy, he is a bruiser. He's a load.
Bodaddy's 8th touchdown of the year, and Paul Cosell will come on for the extra point attempt. He's 48 out of 65 this year. That's good for number 2 in the IFL. And the kick is right down the middle of those narrow goalposts. And with 11:29 to play, the Lightning lead 7-0, but there is a flag down. We'll see if they have to try this one over. And Paul Cosell says no, they don't. Must be against the Cobras. We'll wait for the official word.
We have illegal defense on the extra point.
An illegal defense.
That penalty will be put.
And that one is declined. The point will be good. And so with 11:29 to play in this first quarter, Lincoln getting off to a good start, Monty, with a 7-0 score on the board.
Well, that's exactly what Coach Jefferson wanted to do. You know, get out and score on the first possession. Watch Chris Dunkel, big Chris Dunkel up front, and Brian Nuns and Pat Shaban do a good job of neutralizing the offensive line, and Bodaddy just wouldn't give up.
Bodaddy is a compact load at 6 foot, 230 pounds. His center of gravity is low. Once he gets moving in one direction, he's sometimes hard to stop. So the Lightning will kick off now with Paul Cosell doing the honors. Lincoln trying to move to 8-3 on the year. Sioux Falls trying to sweep the Lightning and go to 7-4 on the season. Ed Wynn stands back deep for the Cobras. Great speed out of Ed Wynn. There's a look at the UNO product, Paul Cosell. And Wynn takes it a yard deep and will bring it out. You have to bring him out, otherwise a point is scored, and Wynn is stacked up at about the 13 or 14 yard line. It'll depend on the mark. Wynn moved it out, and then quickly a host of red jerseys swarming in, led by Charles Bodaddy, who just scored the touchdown moments ago. So Andy Jepson will bring the Cobras out in a familiar position against Lincoln. They were down by 25 in Sioux Falls earlier in the season. Jepson at that point in the year was splitting time with Curtis Riggs at quarterback. As of May 20th, he holds the job himself. Jepson, a 6'5", 200-pounder from Cal Poly. Two of the bigger quarterbacks in the IFL in this game tonight, Ludke and Jepson. Out of the I formation on first down. Jepson quick out to Kalen DeBoer, and DeBoer banged into the wall. Knocked hard out at the 24-yard line, but he's going to be awfully close to a Cobra first down. Look at the offense for the Cobras. Jepson, Tom Skov, the running back, Kalen DeBoer, one of the wide receivers, along with Willie Cohen and Dean Herbal. Up front, it's Richard Workus, Garrett Hoffman, and Roger Peterson. Second down and a yard to go for the Cobras after a 9-yard completion to DeBoer. They go right up the middle to Skog, and Skog across the 25 to the 24. Jones on the stop, but not before he picks up a Cobra first down. Defense for the Lincoln Lightning up front. It'll be Jed Hartwig, Jeff Ogard, and Dwayne Harris. Their backers, Ben Butenbach, Jeff Walgamont, Ben Jones, Tony Veland, and Derek Smith in the defensive backfield. 7-0 Lincoln with the lead. 10:08 to go first quarter, and a 1st and 10 from the 24. Skog gets the carry, and he's wrestled down at the 21-yard line by Dwayne Harris. And Dwayne Harris is a big man on that defensive front for the Lincoln Lightning, and he's a hard guy to get around at 6'4", 275.
He sure is. Dwayne has such an enormous wingspan that it's about impossible to block that guy one-on-one. You saw the two guys that line up in the backfield for the Cobras. There's some big boys, Cleary and
all right, Lightning fans, let's make some noise.
Cleary and Scoop. Those guys, they don't like to mess around with their feet. They'll go right at you.
4 wide out to the right side, and now the motion going back to the left for the Cobras. On second down, Jepson to throw. He's got a man open. It's DeBoer, and DeBoer knocked down at about the 12-yard line, and that'll move the sticks again for the Cobras. Another Sioux Falls first down.
Well, the Cobras come back with the same formation. This time went play action. Fooled the Lightning secondary a bit, and Jepson with the completion.
Misdirection is such an important part of this indoor game, because if you make that one misstep, you don't have nearly the time you do to recover.
Yeah, with the dimensions cut down so much, there's not a lot of room to move around, and if you get somebody out of place by just 1 or 2 steps, that can be the difference.
Kalen DeBoer limping off and favoring his right ankle as he stands on the side now. Try to get a report on Kalen DeBoer as he gets checked out by the training staff. Skog on the toss, knocked into the air and down at the 7-yard line. Ben Butenbach with the tackle. Butenbach, quite a story, played at Nebraska, didn't play a whole lot, was a reserve his entire career, and all of a sudden he's second in the league this year in the IFL in tackles, and he gets his first of the night right here.
Well, you'll find that Ben Butenbach, his motor does not stop running. This guy is just all over the field. He loves contact, and he'll get after you.
8 minutes, 13 seconds to go in this first quarter. Lincoln leading 7-0, but the Cobras threatening here on second down. They start with 4 on the right side. Now, again, 3 in motion, this time on the toss to Gareel Hudson. Hudson scooting his way down the sideline and is knocked out at around the 4-yard line. Should be about 2 yards shy of the first.
Great pursuit by the linebackers in the secondary of the Lightning right there. Talking to Coach Bentley before the game, he said that his philosophy on offense is to use the run to set up the pass, something that kind of goes against the grain for most teams here.
Good look at Aaron Bentley. This guy has done it all. He used to play with the Phoenix Cardinals. Played there for 3 years, just finished up his doctorate. So who knows how long he'll be for the league. Hudson on third down gets banged by Bodaddy and gets shoved back again. And that should be enough for a first down as he stayed with it and moved ahead about 2 more yards, and that should be enough for a first down.
Well, we see Charles Bodaddy on offense, on special teams, and now we see him in there at linebacker.
Not too many guys will play both ways in the IFL. The Arena League is more of a two-way league. In the IFL, you see a lot of specialization. But Bodaddy going both ways tonight. First down and goal for the Cobras from the Lightning 2-yard line. Lots of motion. The handoff to Hudson. Great counter play, and Hudson into the end zone for the score.
Hudson, touchdown, Sioux Falls.
Well, Sioux Falls has used basically one formation this entire drive. They lined 4 guys up on a cluster on one side, whipped 3 of them in motion, and they can, as you can see, they can do a lot of things just off that one formation.
Clock running, 6:40 and counting to play first quarter. Clock does not stop very much in indoor football league games. The final 2 minutes of each half, the clock will stop more frequently, but until then, not a lot of stoppage. And as we mentioned, no kicker for the Cobras, so they'll go for 2 almost after every score. And a big backfield as they fake the give to Cleary. The handoff goes up the middle. Flags fly. The Lightning with a goal line stand as Stern Aiken comes into the offensive backfield and cannot get in, but there is a flag down, so hold on.
Illegal formation on the offense. Decline. Tries, no good.
So the Lightning hold the lead by 1, 7-6, and the inability to kick a point after forces the Cobras to go for 2, and we'll see what happens.
This timeout is sponsored by Wheeler's Potato Chips.
Watch the score again as Gareel Hudson from Central Washington finds his way to the end zone.
Well, you see the misdirection there. Veland comes up and takes the fullback.
And a nice move by Hudson there to get around the initial contact. And we'll watch that 2-point try once again. The failed attempt as Stern Aiken comes in, and a big hit laid on him by Kenneth Drake. Came up from that defensive backfield position and made the initial contact, and then a host of Lightning players driving back.
Saw the strength of Dwayne Harris right there. He just peeled off his guy and met Hudson right at the goal line.
That is Lightning Rod that you saw there, the mascot of the Lincoln Lightning. 6 minutes, 18 seconds to go first quarter, and Lincoln leading 7-6, and the Lightning will get it back. There's a good look at Lester Johnson, former Nebraska Cornhusker, back in his own end zone to bring it out. We mentioned that they have to bring it out. There's no touchbacks in the IFL. If you do not return the kick out of the end zone, it's considered a rouge. The kicking team gets 1 point, which the Cobras would love to have right now. And the receiving team then has to take the ball at their own 5-yard line. So as Monty told you in the beginning, this is a game that favors high points, high scoring, and it favors offenses. And a good kick this time by Hunter. Lester Johnson trying to find some running room, and Aiken drags him down at the 17-yard line. That's where the Lightning will start on their second offensive possession of the night. You've been in that huddle. You've been on that sideline, Monty. What is the main goal of these indoor football league teams? Because obviously offense is the favorite in this.
Well, that's right. And from an offensive perspective, it's a realistic goal to try and score every possession that you have the ball. So that's what Lincoln will look to do here, and see if they can make it 2 for 2.
Motion to the right side, Stark and Sangster. Luecke will throw quickly to Buckner. Buckner with a little running room and squirts up to the 24-yard line. Gain of about 7 yards on first down for the Lightning. Brings up second and a long 3 for Lincoln.
A little quick screen to Frenchie Buckner right there. Frenchie, guy who played with the Lightning last year. Frenchie's a very, very stable receiver. He's not a guy who's going to run by a lot of people or has the greatest amount of athletic ability. But boy, you can count on Frenchie to go up and catch the ball.
5:25 to play first quarter. Second and 3 for the Lightning. Motion again, the handoff up the middle to Benning. Benning working his way across the 20 down near the 19, and another first down for Lincoln as the Lightning continue their march on their second drive of the night.
Once again, the quick feet and the ability to cut back by Damon Benning. The offensive linemen take their guys to the left, and Damon finds the hole and makes the quick cut back to the right.
That's that element that he brings that the Lightning really missed this year, that quick feet in the backfield. He was the IFL MVP a year ago, but only has been in 2 games this year due to injury. Buckner again with some running room, breaking one tackle. Look at him drag Cobras down to the 13-yard line.
You see the toughness right there in Frenchie Buckner. He's not going to give up, I promise you that.
Finally wrestled to the ground by Jason Grenovich, but Buckner, who stands 5'11 and 195, gives up 100 pounds and 5 inches to Grenovich. Aiken also in on the stop, and Michael Hunter in there as well. Finally, Frenchie Buckner falls.
See big Brian Nunzi downfield there. Picking up somebody in the secondary.
Hand off to Benning on second down. Benning working his way to the outside and knocked up against the boards and out of bounds. Enough for another Lightning first down. Well, so far tonight, Monty, we have seen plenty of offense and very little defense on either side.
Well, that's the way this league wants it to be, and then the fans come out and they enjoy seeing this high-scoring offensive football. Good sign for the Lightning. Damon Benning doesn't seem to be having any trouble with the growing injury, and he's been hitting about 6-7 yards a pop every time he's touched it.
Go!
First down and goal from the 6. Benning again. If he gets 6 more, he's in. This time trips up at the 5-yard line.
Good job of Tolene right there by staying home on that right defensive end position. He didn't pursue Benning too far down the line, and Damon tried to cut it back, and there was nowhere to go.
When you've been out as long as Damon has with injury, how long does it take you to feel like you're back in the flow on the field?
It just kind of depends. You know, Damon's one of those guys who's just a gamer, you know, and it probably didn't take him more than, 1 or 2 plays, and he's feeling good. He's got the sweat going, and he's into the game.
Second and goal for the Lightning. You see the time remaining in the first quarter. Lincoln leading 7-6, and Lester Johnson in at quarterback for the Lightning, and he'll keep it himself on the option, and Johnson knocked down at about the 2-yard line. Jose Jefferson will do that every once in a while. Bring in the quicker Lester Johnson to run the option and try to make something happen from that quarterback spot.
Well, they like to do that in the goal line situation. You know, Klester's a guy who's so versatile. See the speed right here, and you got to love the option. Not too many teams will try that in the indoor game with the dimensions cut down as much as they are.
It's awfully hard. You've got short sidelines. You're running to the short side either way you go, regardless of where you're set up. Lester will stay in at quarterback on 3rd and goal. 3 backs behind him. The give to the first man through. It's Bo Daddy, and into the end zone again for the touchdown.
You got to love the creativity by Coach Jose Jefferson, bringing out the wishbone and a little option here in the indoor football league.
Option, wishbone. I guess there's no formation that doesn't get shown here.
You can do it all.
Cosell will try for his 2nd straight extra point. Cannot rush, so Cosell all the time in the world. He bangs it through. Lightning with an 8-point lead, 14-6, 2 minutes and 10 seconds to go in the first quarter. That's a pretty good scoring ratio. 2 drives, 2 touchdowns, and 14 on the board for Lincoln.
Great start for the Lightning.
Seeking greedy babies from your friends at Dairy Queen at 33rd and Pioneers. Proud sponsors of Lincoln Lightning football.
Good job by the big boys up front once again, just riding their men out. Looked like the Cobras had a slant on that time, but Chris Dunkel, Pat Shaven, and Brian Nunzi all staying on their men well.
Charles Bodaddy from Western Illinois. 2 touchdowns already tonight. Jose Jefferson told us earlier in the week that no doubt about it, Bodaddy leads the way on short yardage plays, and they've had 2 short yardage touchdown runs for Charles Bodaddy tonight. 9 TDs now on the season for the Western Illinois product in his second year with the Lincoln Lightning.
So much talent and depth on this Lincoln Lightning team. You got 2 guys, Eric Alford and the other guy escapes me right now. But I mean, with the advent of Damon Benning and Clester Johnson coming back, you got those guys sitting on the bench, and that Jay Sims and Eric Alford, they could be starting for the majority of teams in this league.
Both Husker products, and it's not very often that you see 2 guys that are such great athletes, especially Jay Sims, who in his Husker career was the performance leader in the offseason almost every year. Strength, speed, he had the whole package, and this game would really seem to favor him, but he's not active tonight. Cosell's kick taken about 3 yards in by Ed Wynn. Wynn across the 10, and that's about as far as he will go. 4 Lightning players in there to bring him down, and leading the way, Ben Butenbach, who got in there. Dwayne Harris also in on the stop, and not too much real estate to maneuver there for Ed Wynn.
It's that big Dwayne utilized that huge wingspan right there as he grabbed Wynn and just yanked him to the turf.
So now the Cobra offense will get another shot. Their offense 11th in the IFL. Lincoln's is 2nd. But still, they put 41 points per game on the board. So this is an offense that can do some damage, as they showed their first drive, marching it right down and scoring with relative ease. Winding down in the first quarter, 14-6 Lincoln. Flags fly. The toss to Skog, working free for a moment, and then banged down by Veland, as well as Jeff Ogar.
The ball carrier stopped by Jeff Ogar and Ben Butenbach.
Flag down, though, as the officials try to sort this one out. Get the call.
Offside, defense.
Penalty going against the Lightning. That'll move them back a few yards, and the Cobras will get another crack on first down.
Defense offsides in the neutral zone. 3-yard penalty and repeat first down.
So we told you, clock will start again after the penalty. There it goes, 1:33 and counting to go. First down and 7 after the 3-yard penalty. Jepson to throw, under pressure, flushed out, rolling right deep down the field toward the end zone, and that one too long for Dean Herbold. Herbold was open, and Jepson's mobility made that play work for the Cobras and nearly resulted in a huge touchdown.
Well, you saw Jepson there. He has the ability to move around in the pocket a little bit. Cobras went with a no-back set that time, putting 4 wide receivers out in the open.
With that 6'5" frame, he has the chance to see over a lot of people, too. And you see Herbold was open for a moment. Veland got back quickly to cover him up. Second down, 7. Ball on the Cobra 14-yard line. Jepson to throw again. Lobbing it downfield towards Cohen. Cohen has it. Flags fly. And the Cobras with a huge strike to number 88, Willie Cohen.
Well, that's just a great individual play by Cohen right there. Great concentration. I think they're going to get Staples for even pulling on his jersey all the way down the field.
It's one of the easier calls I think the officials will have tonight. Staples was right on top of Cohen pretty much from the time the ball was in the air till the end, and they will call the holding. And it's the Cobras in possession again. Let's see if we can see it. I think we can.
Good job of Jepson looking off his receiver there. They had trips to the left side, isolating Staples. He was the only guy out there.
First down and goal to go from the 7. Handoff again to Skog over the 6 now near the 5-yard line, and it'll be second down. Time winding down in this first quarter, 20 seconds and counting left in the first. A very fast-moving first quarter. When the clock doesn't stop, it doesn't take long to move through it. Cobras may not snap another play. They don't have to. And I don't think they will. So we have reached the end of the first quarter here in Lincoln, Nebraska. The Lincoln Lightning leading the Sioux Falls Cobras at the end of one, 14-6.
This is Nebraska ETV.
Everyone plays the mating game, but even in nature, it's still the same old story. You have to find the right time and the right place, and it's always a challenge, no matter what your species. Curious? Of course you are. That's the nature of sex.
Sunday night at 7 Central Time on Nebraska ETV.
We've turned homes into concert halls and
trailing 14-6. Skoke bobbles it. Ball is loose on the turf. Jepson coming over. Can he get it? It's up against the boards, and there's a big scramble for the ball. And the ball is marked out of bounds. And I believe the Cobras recovered it as underneath that pile, Dean Herbold saves the day for the moment for Sioux Falls.
What do you want me to do?
I think Skoog just lost the handle. I don't think he ever did get the ball.
The ball became dead upon hitting the net.
Well, the Cobras now with a 3rd and goal all the way back to the 19-yard line, but Herbold saves the possession for Sioux Falls at least. But a long way to go for the Cobras. 3rd down and goal from the 19-yard line of the Lincoln Lightning. Single back behind Andy Jepson is Anthony Cleary. In motion, Kalen DeBoer. Jepson flushed out. He'll run with it. Across the 15 and down to the 13-yard line. Ben Jones wraps him up there, and it's 4th down and goal from the 13.
You got to give a lot of credit to the secondary of the Lincoln Lightning right there and the linebackers. Everybody covered up downfield. Jepson had to tuck it up and run. Good job by Jones of coming up and making the play.
4th and goal, and Sioux Falls will be going for it.
The Cobras will go, as we told you, no kicker on the roster. And again, that decision coming back into play here for Sioux Falls. Might be a place where you'd consider a field goal try. Instead, they'll try to get the touchdown. No backs behind Jepson. Now in motion is Cleary from the left to the right. Jepson under pressure from Harris. Now has time, and it's batted down by Ogard.
Once again, everybody coming off downfield. Jeff Ogard just got his big old paws up there. And the Lightning will take over on down.
Jepson did a nice job buying time. But Ogard, like any good defensive lineman, just stuck up his hands when he knew he wasn't going to get to the quarterback. Stuck him up hoping something would happen, and it sure did. And the Lightning get it back.
Pretty impressed with the offensive line of the Cobras. They've handled Dwayne Harris fairly well so far.
They are a big group. The biggest player on this field tonight is on the offensive line of the Cobras, and Sherman Wilderness on 1st down. Benning squirting through and gets 8 yards on 1st out to the 21-yard line. Well, not only are we statewide tonight, we are also worldwide on the World Wide Web. Log on to net.unl.edu and check us out worldwide on the internet. So if you have friends or family that are not in our viewing area, they can still watch us on the internet at net.unl.edu. Handoff to Benning on 2nd down. Across the 25 and into Cobra territory to the 23-yard line. And Benning is having some big holes to run through in his first game back.
Well, Damon Benning has a way of making things look so easy, but I promise you it's not that easy. Look at the footwork right there. Great job by Pat Shaban getting on his man and driving him downfield.
You've watched him for several years, both in college and with the Lightning last year. Do you ever get tired of watching him run?
Boy, he's fun to watch, isn't he?
12-12 to go in the first half. Lightning leading 14-6. Lukey to throw. Steps away from pressure, throws it high for Buckner, and Buckner cannot pull it in. It'll be 2nd down and 10 for the Lightning.
You saw Josh there on the play action. He'll stay in the pocket. He's not a guy who likes to tuck it up and run. You see the knee brace that he has on. He got injured earlier in the season. Bounced back from that fairly well, but boy, does he got a rocket.
Well, only the offensive line are bigger than Josh Lutke, so he can take a hit. On 2nd down, Buckner gets it on the screen. Look at Buckner go. He's got some running room towards the end zone, and he is in for the score.
Great job of field awareness by Frenchie Buckner. He knew exactly what he was doing. You got to give Jose Jefferson and the coaching staff some credit. They obviously saw something on film because they've gone to that screenplay now 3 or 4 times. Had a lot of success every time.
Well, that's Frenchie Buckner's game. 5'11", 195. He's not going to overpower you as a wide receiver, but he will try to run by you. Cosell the try for point. And he's a perfect 3 for 3 tonight. 11:19 to play, first half, and much like the first meeting between these two teams, the Lightning have jumped out to a big lead, 21-6. Lincoln over Sioux Falls in a very critical game for both of these teams. And we'll watch the score again.
Watch the downfield blocking. Look at Zach Sangster and Tom Stark. You got big Brian Nuns out there throwing blocks. Great job by Frenchie.
And the rest of it is Frenchie Buckner. And a terrific route to the end zone. So the Lightning with a 21-6 lead and everything looking pretty good for the Lincoln Lightning right now. But there is so much time left in this game, and there will be so many more points scored. But watch this one again. You see Buckner just get to the outside, and after that a foot race, and Bobby Perkins, already hampered with a sore ankle and calf, could not catch up.
See Frenchie there. I think he's got a few lightning strikes there in his hair. We'll have to get on him about that a little bit.
Now that was something that you did before each game last year.
No, I don't think so.
The Lightning will kick off. Paul Cosell ready to go. Lincoln leading 21-6. You can choose your spot along that goal line, anywhere you want to kick it from your own goal line. And Cosell chooses that hash mark that he's set it up on, and they're ready to go.
You can't focus on. Watch Ben Budenbach here, number 39. He'll just come down and catch it.
Ball touched by Cleary into the hands. It goes of Michael Hunter, and Hunter with some running room, and Bodaddy hammers him down, but into Lightning territory at the 21-yard line. The Cobras are in good shape here on their 3rd possession of the night.
It's time to get out your Lightning Game Night 2000 programs.
So Sioux Falls setting up, trying to chip away at that Lightning 21-6 lead. Michael Hunter with a nice return on that squib kick.
474 pays and claim your MDS Harris gift bag at the Prize Patrol located in section 20.
Jepson will bring him out. Jepson at Cal Poly for his collegiate career. 1,885 yards passing as a starter at Cal Poly last year. On first down, the handoff goes to Skog, and Tom Skog working his way near the 16-yard line. They'll say the ball was down. The fans thought it was a fumble, but no more forward progress for Skog, and a gain of about 3.5 yards on first down.
Once again, Dwayne Harris making his presence felt. Ripping at that ball right there.
Shows you the strength of Dwayne Harris. Tom Skog had both arms wrapped around that. Harris still able to pry it loose. Dwayne Harris, the Nebraska product. Of course, his biggest game in Nebraska, the '95 Orange Bowl. And everyone remembers the image of him sacking Frank Costa in the end zone. And there, Ben Jones with an image for Tom Skog, catching him in the backfield, throwing the running back for a half-yard loss.
Jones not fooled at all by the misdirection on that play. Nice job of coming up and filling and making the tackle on Skog.
Ben Jones from Iowa Wesleyan. Jose Jefferson says, without a doubt, this is one of our team's leaders, and he's really one of the smartest players on the Lightning squad, according to the head coach. And a smart play there. 3rd down and 6 for Sioux Falls. Jepson straight back, wants to throw, has time and has DeBoer And DeBoer, the ball pops free. They're going to say complete down to the 13-yard line, but that's about a yard and a half shy of a first down.
You see the explosion that Tony Veland brings to the table. Tony Veland, a great athlete. Started out as a quarterback in Nebraska.
Veland has really done a little bit of everything after he made the switch, became an all-conference player as a starter at free safety for the Huskers. Played with the Broncos, also played with the Panthers in the NFL.
See Derek Smith trying to get this Thunderdome crowd involved. Big down right here.
4th down and 2. Cobras trying to convert and keep the drive alive. Hudson has running room across the 10, and he runs down near the 7-yard line, and that is enough for a Cobra first down. Gareel Hudson, a different running back than Tom Skog. Tom Skog more the power, Hudson definitely the speed.
Yeah, talking to Coach Bentley before the game, he said they can give you a couple different looks. Skoog and Cleary are guys that'll try to pound you like Bodaddy for the Lightning. Hudson more of a speed guy.
Although showing some good strength there as Tony Veland wrapped him up and he drug Veland for a couple of yards. So 1st and goal for the Cobras. They were down here on their last possession and a fumble pushed them way back. Jepson on the draw to Hudson, and Hudson nowhere to go. Big stop by Jed Hartwig.
Jed Hartwig playing that nose tackle position. He just came on a bull rush. Draw was not going to work on that play.
One of the defensive surprises for the Lightning this year, Jed Hartwig. Just got one hand on Hudson, and that was enough to bring him down. Hartwig, 4th on the team this year in tackles, 2nd on the team in sacks. So he has been very active in that defensive line spot, right at the nose tackle position.
See, Dean Airbolt just left the game. Looks like he may have injured his leg.
2nd down. Jepson, lots of time. Hartwig coming in. Jepson stays on his feet. Now he's in trouble, and down he goes. Ogard finished him off.
You gotta love the persistence by Jeff Ogard. I think the majority of the Lightning players thought that Jepson was already down.
Watch this again. Great athletic ability by Jepson to avoid going down the first time.
It was a great rush once again. You see Hartwig in there again.
How does Jepson stay up there? But he doesn't stay up here. Ogard made sure of that. Leaned into him with that 6'5", 310-pound frame.
How about the feet on Jeff Ogard? He wasn't buying any of that juking and jiving.
So again, the Cobras pushed back in a goal situation, and it's 3rd down and goal from the 16. Over the middle, and it's intercepted. Ben Jones with the pick, his 4th of the year.
Great job by Ben Jones right there. Lightning sitting in a zone defense. Jepson kind of telegraphed that play. Jepson was looking for Cleary over the middle. And Ben Jones just watched the quarterback's eyes and made a great play as he jumps in front of Cleary.
Watch this anticipation by Ben Jones. That is reading the quarterback's eyes there, and he read Jepson all the way.
Turnover is such a critical part of this indoor football game when the scoring is so high.
And that's 2 consecutive trips down, having a 1st and goal that the Cobras have failed to score at all. Handoff on 1st down, and driven out of bounds as Damon Benning moves it from the 12 to about the 15-yard line. It's 2nd and 7 for Lincoln. The Lightning in the driver's seat so far, leading 21-6. And the defense has come up with a couple of big plays for Lincoln. 6 carries, 26 yards in the return for Damon Benning to this point.
All proceeds go to benefit Nebraska families who are battling muscular dystrophy.
And the Lightning certainly glad to have the Orange Bowl MVP of 1996 back on the field in Lightning garb. On the fake, the draw up the middle to Benning. Benning with a little running room, and out near the 24-yard line should be enough for a Lincoln first down.
Great job by Coach Jefferson once again. You've seen them use the screen 3 or 4 times. That time they faked the screen, little draw play to Damon. Good job by Chris Duckle up front, just pushing his guy out of the way. Big Nunzi there.
That offensive front for the Lightning, Nuns at 330, Dunkel at 330, and Shaban, the lightweight, so to speak, at 290. Not a lightweight in many circles, but on that Lightning offensive line he is. First down and 10. Lukey looking to throw. Now he'll tuck it and run. Has some room, too. And a good tackle made by Stern Aiken, who played that middle of the field perfectly and cut off Lukey's path and holds him to a short gain.
Good job by the secondary there of the Cobras. Let's see what Josh Lukey's looking at here.
He had that room for a minute. And here comes Aiken. Boom. Second down and 7. Lukey to throw again. Buckner over the middle. Short of the first down by about a yard.
Good job of Josh Lukey there going to his second or third receiver. He wanted to hit Tom Stark deep on a little out and up route.
Stern Aiken in there again, the South Dakota State product. Second team All-North Central Conference when he was with the Jackrabbits at SDSU. Led them in tackles in '98. He had 108 tackles as a senior, and he's had several tackles here tonight. Been a big factor for the Cobras defensively. Third down and 2. Benning gets the handoff. Not a lot of running room, and he's going to be stopped shy of the first down. Ball popped free, but I think they're saying it was down. Don Hilsenroth on the tackle, and that brings up 4th and a yard for Lincoln.
Great job by Hilsenroth there.
Well, I don't know. That looked like a fumble to me, but it did hit the sideboard, and so it's out of play. And that's a break for Lincoln. 4th down and a yard to go. 3 wide to the right side. They fake the screen. Now Lukey on the toss to Benning, and he had nowhere to go. I think that was an improv play, so to speak, for Josh Lukey.
Yeah, trying to get another little option off of that screen formation that they've been using. And that time it didn't work out for the Lightning.
So the Cobra defense up to the challenge this time. The #1 defense in the IFL flexes its muscle and gets the ball back for the Cobra offense with 2:56 to play in the first half.
Well, this will be a big stand right here from Lincoln. Cobras need to get some more points on the board going into halftime.
Well, earlier tonight, Brad Penner took a look at the dimensions of this indoor football league surface. And we'll look at that in just a moment. But first, it's first down and 10 for the Cobras. Jepson in trouble. Ogard drills him. The ball pops free. And they're going to say an incomplete pass. He got hammered by Jeff Ogard from the blind side.
Jepson, he's going to get up a little slow from that one. Once again, going with the play action. And look at Ogard.
Oh, my.
I promise you, that turf is not the softest turf there is out there either.
So you're saying being driven into it by a 6'5", 310-pound man is not going to make you feel very good.
He'll probably feel that one in the morning, I'm sure.
Two minutes to go in this first half, and the Lightning leading 21-6. Well, with a timeout on the field now, we'll take a look as Brad Penner earlier tonight checked out the dimensions of the Thunderdome's indoor football playing surface.
You start out with an area that's a lot like a hockey arena, but instead of ice, you have artificial turf on the ground. Then around the outside, you put up some padded walls so the players don't get hurt too bad when they run into them. Then hang some goalposts from the ceiling, and you have a perfect setting for wall-to-wall war. The field itself looks a lot like a regular football field. It's just quite a bit smaller, only 50 yards long on a regulation IFL field. The width of the field is really pretty tight, 85 to 95 feet wide, depending on the building that you're in. Most regulation end zones are 8 yards deep. Some places, though, they're even a little bit smaller because they just don't have the room. Now, the goalposts are suspended in midair. Crossbar 15 feet above the ground. The uprights are just 8 feet apart and 21 feet tall. A very small target.
I would imagine, Monty, that it's a big adjustment for players like yourself that came from the outdoor game to come in here and learn to play the game on this small surface.
Two things that were most surprising to me were how fast things happen, and that's a direct result of the dimensions of this game. And the second thing is the talent level in this league. There's some great players.
Second down and 10. Jepson in trouble again. Down he goes. Ben Jones got him. Down at the 14-yard line, and the Lightning defense showing a great pass rush here in the last 2 plays.
Well, Ben Jones, this guy's just a spark plug. He's been all over the field. Quarterback sacks, interceptions, he's doing it all tonight.
And a few tickets remaining for the Lightning.
The Iowa Wesleyan product, ranked in the top 20 in the league in tackles, second on this team. And he is a guy that, like several of these players on both sides, always has their motor running. And he has shown that motor tonight. Timeout taken by the Cobras with 1 minute and 24 seconds to go in this second quarter, and the Lightning leading 21-6. And a big third down coming up for head coach Aaron Bentley and his Cobras.
Now we got all 3 out there. What do you want?
A lot of credit got to be given to James Kerwin and the defensive coaches for the Lightning tonight. Anytime you can hold a team to 6 points just before halftime, that's pretty impressive. They've had a good game plan.
It's not a league that you see too many single-digit scores on the scoreboard at the end of a half. Lightning trying to accomplish that. A good look at Aaron Bentley. See if we can listen in.
Backside. Okay, so that'll be 0, 5, 5, 4. You got the 0 backside. Okay, come on now. Find the blitzer. Find the blitzer. Yeah, change up the snap count.
We've got our coaches wired tonight for sound.
You heard Coach Bentley telling his fullback to pick up the blitzer, and that's a pretty easy thing to do. One of the rules, anybody that blitzes has to raise their hand. You see Ben Butenbach doing that right now.
Third down and 15 for the Cobras. Single back is Cleary in movement along the front line, and we'll see if it's offense or defense. And it looked like a couple of Lightning players may have jumped a bit early. Officials will sort this one out, and we'll get the official word. That'll mark 3 yards off against the Lightning, and it'll make it third down and 12. You talked about the blitzing rule in the IFL, and that's an interesting rule because just because they raise their hand, it doesn't mean that they're going to blitz or that they have to blitz.
That's exactly right. Just one more thing for that lone back in the backfield to worry about.
That lone back is Anthony Cleary from Penn State. 2 wideouts to the right side, 1 to the left for the Cobras on 3rd and 12. Jepson in trouble again, and down he goes again. Brent Neben got him.
Well, you gotta love what Kenneth Drake, Tony Veland, Derek Smith, Ben Butenbach, these guys in the secondary have just done an outstanding job. Jepson has had nowhere to go with the ball.
And with 1 minute 13 to go and a 4th down and long for the Cobras, we'll see what they do after the big sack by Brent Neben, the UNO graduate. Remember, no kicker on this squad. We saw earlier, before this game got started, that Michael Hunter and Ed Wynn were alternating punting. This is the first year in the IFL that punting is allowed.
Well, Lightning should get the ball back with just over a minute to play, and in this game, that is plenty of time.
And they will punt it away. At least they're in punt formation on 4th down and 15. Ed Wynn, the quarterback, will punt it away. And that one, a wobbler taken at the 10-yard line by the Lightning. And running room for Derek Smith, and he squirts out to near the 18-yard line. And the Lightning, with 1:03 to go on the clock here in this first half, have enough time where something could happen here to close out the first half.
Yeah, don't be surprised if Josh Lukey airs it out on this drive right here with 1:03 left in the half.
If you're joining us late, Charles Bodaddy with a couple of touchdowns and a screen pass from Lukey to Buckner for the 3rd Lightning touchdown of the night. And it's 21-6. Lincoln leading over Sioux Falls. The Cobras went for 2 after their touchdown and did not convert, thus the 6 points on the board. Lukey to throw on 1st down. Pressure comes over the middle. He goes, and it's intercepted by Stern Aiken. Aiken shredding one tackler down to the Lightning 18-yard line. And you said it earlier, Monty, turnovers are so critical. This one could be huge for the Cobras.
Yeah, that's a big play right there by the Cobras. They'll have a shot to get back on the board here and make things a little bit more interesting going into halftime. Looked like Josh was trying to zing this one in there to Frenchie Buckner on a little wheel route. Didn't put quite enough loft on it.
A nice pick by Stern Aiken, knocked it into the air, kept it alive with his left hand, and then good concentration, pulled it in. So now the Cobras with plenty of time and good field position. The Lightning 18-yard line, first down and 10. On the draw to Hudson, gets away from one man. This guy has some speed and he can go. He's showing it here, and he's knocked out near the 10-yard line, and look at him bent back there by Drake and Butenbach. But a big gain for Gureel Hudson, and a Cobra player slow to get up, but watch Hudson again.
Watch the feet of Hudson here. Very quick feet.
I would think that in the indoor game, Monty, speed has to be just about the ultimate weapon you can have.
It is. Pretty much at any level of football, speed is the way to go, especially in a game where the dimensions are so chopped down.
At halftime, we'll talk with Lincoln Lightning coach Jose Jefferson. Also take a look at your first half highlights. Second down, flag down. Jepson scrambling, lunging to the end zone, and he's down at about the 3-yard line.
I think we're going to bring that one back. A couple of the offensive linemen may have been holding there. That's the case.
It is indeed. So what was a second down and 2 situation will be marched back to the 16.
After the 6-yard penalty rule.
And it's a 6-yard penalty, so it's 2nd and 8.
Big Richard Workus there on the hold. He was trying to maintain Jeff Ogard coming around the corner. See Coach Bentley there having some fun with the Lightning crowd. Had a very interesting talk with Coach Bentley. Great guy, very candid, very upfront and honest. Nice guy.
2nd down and 8. Hudson on the draw, hammered down by Butenbach.
There you see Vin Butenbach. He's your vintage middle linebacker. He's just a plug. He likes to come up and make things happen.
That is a very good description of Ben Butenbach. Kind of a throwback player.
He sure is.
And he just drills Hudson to the ground. Butenbach, I mentioned he was a walk-on at Nebraska. Backed up his entire career in the linebacking corps. Got behind some terrific Husker linebackers in Carlos Polk and Jay Foreman. But here's a guy that has taken the opportunity to play with the Lincoln Lightning and really turned it into a great second career for Ben Butenbach. He has become a stalwart on that defensive end.
Well, Ben was a great player in Nebraska. Like you mentioned, he didn't see a lot of time out on the field, but when he got his chance, he sure did a great job. Great special teams player.
3rd down and 8. Motion to the right side from Cohen and Hudson. Jepson to throw on 3rd down. Pressure again. Hartwig has him. He throws it away, and it's 4th down. Jed Hartwig again getting free and broke that play up.
You got to feel for Andy Jepson right now. This guy's had nowhere to go with the ball the entire night. And now the offensive line for Sioux Falls starting to get a little bit wore down. And Jepson has taken some abuse.
Hartwig there just stuck out that big left paw and grabbed him and would not let go. So now 4th down and 8 for the Cobras. 23 seconds to go in the first half.
Big play right here as you see the Lightning crowd starting to get into it.
Motion toward the line and a stop and play. Before the snap, time may have run out, a flag down, and it is a delay of game against the Cobras. So just what they didn't need, another penalty, march it back 3 more yards, and it's 4th down and 11. The Cobras in this first half have had 3 opportunities inside the Lightning 15. And if they don't convert on this one, they'll have failed to score on all 3 of those chances.
The ironic thing in this game is that it's probably more easy to score outside the 15-yard line, because once you start getting in the red zone, Things get really cramped in the small field.
4th down and 11. Jepson towards the end zone, and that one too far for Kalen DeBoer. The Lightning will take over again.
Boy, Dwayne Harris on the bull rush. I think Dwayne lined up over the center that time, and he just manhandled the center. Watch Dwayne just plow that guy over.
And great coverage downfield for the Lightning by Derek Smith. And that fan nearly had a souvenir. In the IFL, if the ball goes into the crowd, you keep it, like baseball rules. But so far, I don't think we've seen one ball fly into the stands tonight.
17 seconds. That's probably at least 2 or 3 cracks at the end zone for the Lightning.
They'll send Johnson and Sangster to the left side. Lutke to throw, avoids the pressure, over the middle he goes. He's got his man out there at Stark. Stark breaks free and down to the 21-yard line. Clock will stop as the Lightning will take a timeout. It's awfully close to a first down, and they get the first down. The clock would have stopped anyway to move the chains in the final 2 minutes of the half.
Good job of the offensive line of protecting for Lutke there. Offensive line coached by former Husker great Mark Tranowitz. He does a great job with these young guys.
Well, Lutke showing a good pocket presence there. Stepped up to avoid the rush. Bought himself some extra time. And there's a good look at Brent Neiman, I believe.
Yeah, Josh is very comfortable, like you said earlier, Kevin. He's your prototypical NFL-type quarterback. He feels very comfortable in the pocket. Does a good job of looking off the defense and not telegraphing what he's going to do with the football.
8 seconds to go, first half, and the Lightning trying to add to their 21-6 lead. Along with Brad Penner and Monty Cristo, I'm Kevin Kugler. Glad you're with us here from Pershing Auditorium. First down and 10. Lutke to throw. Pressure comes again. He finds Buckner. Buckner gets free across the 15 and down near the 10-yard line. But that is it. Time has run out on the Lightning in the first half. So halftime will be here, I believe, unless they add 1 second back on the clock. Nope, that is it. Halftime is here. The Lightning lobbied for 1 extra second. They could not get it, and it is halftime with Lincoln leading 21-6. And I think the thing you could say about this first half, Monty, a very impressive defensive performance by the Lightning defense.
Well, you gotta love what the Lightning defense is doing. Anytime, like we said earlier, you can hold a team to 6 points at halftime, you're doing your job.
You do not see that very often, as we mentioned, and you certainly didn't see it in the first meeting between these two teams, a game won by Sioux Falls 61-56. Nearly a polar opposite here tonight, as the Lightning have held the Sioux Falls Cobras down to just 6 points here at halftime. 21-6 your score, Lincoln leading over Sioux Falls. And let's go down on the sideline. Brad Penner standing by with head coach Aaron Bentley of the Sioux Falls Cobras.
Yeah, Coach Bentley, you started out real strong offensively and then had some opportunities later and couldn't quite get it in. What kind of adjustments do you need to make at halftime?
Well, we're not going to make many adjustments. You know, our game is not a drop back, stand back there and throw the football kind of game. And when we get to that when we get in that position, we're not at our best. So we just got to get back to the things that we do well, mixing it with the run of the pass, and get back to that type of an attack, and we'll be fine.
A little bit of pressure, especially late there in the first half on the quarterback.
Yeah, it is, and Lincoln's got a great defensive front, and we know right now that we can't stand in there and just try to protect in the drop-back game. It's not our game, but anytime you get that, long distance, long yardage type situation, you kind of got to go with what you get the yardage with. But we're going to get back to sticking with what we do well, and that's mixing up the run and the pass.
Okay, thanks a lot, Coach. Coach Aaron Bentley going to try and get back into the ground game in the second half.
It worked well for them early, and then the Lightning defense kind of shut down that ground game. And the Lightning lead at halftime 21-6. We'll talk with Lightning head coach Jose Jefferson when we return to Lincoln's Pershing Auditorium in a moment. Halftime is here, and the Lightning lead at 21-6. The Indoor Football League is brought to you in part by Runza. It's gotta be real. Leading Sioux Falls 21-6. Earlier this week, I had a chance to sit down and talk with Lincoln Lightning head coach Jose Jefferson.
Jose, thanks so much for joining us tonight.
Thanks for having me.
Well, this indoor football has been a sport that over the last 5 to 10 years has really grown by leaps and bounds all across the nation. What is it that makes indoor football such a popular spectator sport?
Basically, you have your fix of football from September to January, and then the indoor football is a niche that comes after that's done. Plus, it's something new, and it gives an opportunity for people to see those players that they thought would go on continue to play.
Well, now you played in the Arena Football League. Now you're coaching in the Indoor Football League. You've had a chance to see both leagues up close. The Arena Football League was kind of the league that started it all. What's the difference? How big of a gap is there between the AFL and the IFL?
To tell you the truth, not really that much of a gap. There's a lot of money involved with the Arena Football League. They've been going on for 15 years to where we're only a 2-year-old league. I definitely think that our players are the same caliber. I think I have 6 guys on my team that have NFL experience, so there's not that much of a drop-off. Just the game's different. There's a lot of different aspects as of playing 2 positions, and like I said, the money's also a big issue also.
Well, money's a big issue for a lot of people in any business, not only indoor football. But you're an interesting story because your collegiate success was not on the football field. In fact, you didn't even play football, did you? You was on the track at the University of South Dakota.
Oh, yeah.
How do you make the move into indoor football coaching?
Well, after I graduated, I went down to Phoenix, and a good friend of mine played on the Phoenix Suns practice squad. And he befriended a guy who played for the Arizona Rattlers, and he said, wow, he said, Jose's pretty fast. You should have him try this indoor football. And I'm like, no, I don't want to do this. And they said, well, give it a try. You know, you can actually make some decent money doing it. And gave it a try, made a practice squad, and hung around there for a year. And then I got transferred, or maybe I should say traded, to Iowa. And I played there for a couple of years, and I remember Kurt Warner, who was, you know, it was a blessing to be around a guy like that, especially the way he's going now. And then I coached high school at Omaha West Side for 4 years and got back into this when the Lincoln Lightning surfaced last year, and was fortunate enough to get the head coaching job this year.
Well, you talk about coaching high schoolers, and there's certainly a big difference between coaching a high school athlete and coaching a professional athlete, one who's had collegiate coaching and a lot of collegiate experience. How big of a difference, how big of an adjustment do you have to make from moving to from high school coaching to professional coaching?
Well, you're still in the learning process in high school, and you can kind of get away with some things and experiment a little bit more. But when you're with guys of the caliber that we have, who've been under great staffs and great organizations and great collegiate programs, you just kind of have to fine-tune and let them be the athletes that they are and kind of be more of a manager as opposed to the coach. Case in point, I have Troy Dennis that plays for us, or not even there a lot of players, but he's played under Tom Osborne, Marty Schottenheimer, Dick Vermeil, and Mike Shanahan, and here he is now under me. And we talked, and I said, you know, Troy, if I was the worst coach you ever had, out of those 5, I can handle that.
That's not bad company.
No, it isn't. No, it isn't at all.
Well, you have such a nice pipeline set up here in Lincoln at this point. You've got 9 Huskers on your roster right now that have come from Memorial Stadium over the last few years to play in the Thunderdome for the Lincoln Lightning. Just give you guys maybe a little advantage in the IFL. You've got so much talent that's right in this area that you can hopefully bring on the Lightning squad.
I would like to think so. I mean, if you're a football fan and you think of the top 10 football cities in the United States, Lincoln, Nebraska has to be somewhere, anywhere from 1 to 10. And to just be able to go to your backyard and pick up a definite blue chip or NFL prospect is a blessing. And I think these guys from Nebraska realize that we're not just a small rinky-dink team, that we have great players on our team, and we're a good team.
You get these guys that come in from the Nebraskas, and guys that have played 11-man college football all their lives in the outdoors, and then they come inside. It's a smaller game. It's smaller. There's 8 guys on each side. You have to make an adjustment. How difficult is it for these guys to make that adjustment?
I think it comes at you real fast. It comes at you about 100 miles an hour. I have a great staff and a great, like I said, nucleus of players that come from good crops of championships and things like that. But out of, you know, the lack of my football experience outdoors doubles those guys indoors, because I played for 3 years and then this is my 2nd year coaching. So when I explain them things like, well, there's going to be a wall that's going to come at you about 100 miles an hour, or it's going to seem like you're going to get blitzed every time if you're a quarterback, and there's not that many corners to run around if you're a running back, they don't believe me until they actually get out there.
Well, it certainly is an exciting game, a fast-paced game, and Coach Jefferson, congratulations on your first year as head coach, and hopefully the success will continue for you. Thanks so much for stopping by.
Thanks for having me.
thanks again to Jose Jefferson for stopping by to chat with us earlier in the week. We are again at Pershing Auditorium in Lincoln, Nebraska, and it is halftime. The Lightning leading the Cobras 21-6. Six at halftime. The Lightning with the lead over the Sioux Falls Cobras. And Monte Cristo, something we maybe didn't think we'd be talking about here at halftime. Defense has been very important, especially for the Lincoln Lightning, holding the Cobras to just 6 points here in this first half.
I think that's the story of the game so far. The secondary for the Lincoln Lightning have done a tremendous job of not giving Jepson very many options. And as you see, he's been kind of scrambling around. And I think the offensive line for the Cobras have been getting kind of wore down. So the secondary for the Lincoln Lightning and the entire defense doing a great job.
Well, let's take a look at the highlights of the first half. There was some scoring, obviously, 21-6, and let's look at those highlights. First for the Lincoln Lightning, and you'll see two plays that look very similar. Charles Bodaddy here scoring the first touchdown for the Lincoln Lightning. No, this is not the same play. That's his second touchdown of the night. And then this one on a beautiful screen to Frenchie Buckner, Monty, and after that it's all Buckner.
You gotta love the downfield blocking and the field awareness by Frenchie Buckner on that play.
And the Lightning at that point with the 21-6 lead. How did the Sioux Falls Cobras get the 6? Well, we'll watch it right here, and it comes from the feet of running back Mario Hudson.
A little misdirection play, and Hudson showing some elusiveness.
Well, he has been very elusive at times tonight, but not elusive enough, as the Cobras have seen their offense bogged down several times inside the 20-yard line, and that's really been a key to this one tonight, Monty, is that the Cobras have not been able to convert when they get it down into that so-called red zone.
Well, that's right. We talked to Coach Bentley as he left and going to halftime, and he said that they just need to get back to their game plan of trying to mix the run and the pass together, and that's what they'll try to do the second half.
Well, the Lincoln Lightning, what does Jose Jefferson tell his team in the locker room?
Well, I think they want to continue to do the same thing defensively. You wouldn't think they'd make a lot of changes. I think Damon Benning and Josh Lukey both have been sharp, so they're just going to try and keep the momentum going.
Well, we don't even have to guess what Jose Jefferson told his team. He's standing by with Brad Penner on the sidelines. Brad?
Head Coach Jefferson, good first half. You came out, scored a few quick touchdowns, but you got to be happy with the way that defense played, especially towards the end of the half.
Most definitely. I mean, they set the pace and they set the tone for our whole team, and they've come out here and they said, you know, you're not going to score on us. And unfortunately, we weren't able to capitalize on the turnovers, but, you know, we're going to work on that, and we're going to get back here and put it all together.
How much of a difference has Damon Benning made in the game so far? He had a couple big plays.
I just think, like I said earlier, his presence kind of mentally messes with people, and I think they really put so much emphasis on him that they've kind of changed their defense, and obviously it's been very successful for us.
And I noticed you used him a little bit as a decoy once or twice.
Most definitely, why not? He's the best decoy in the league.
All right, thanks a lot, Coach. Good luck in the second half. Back to you, Kevin.
21-6, the Lightning leading the Cobras as halftime is just about finished. We're just about ready for the start of the third quarter. Coverage of the Indoor Football League is brought to you in part by Runza. It's gotta be real. By Lincoln Open Scan MRI. Image is everything. By Health South. Returning workers to work, to play, to living. By Williamson Auto Center. Proud sponsors of Lincoln Lightning football. And by K&Z Distributing. Miller Lite, a true Pilsner beer. First half in the books, second half about to begin. But before we turn the page and move on to that second half, always have to talk statistics in any game, and that's no different here in the Indoor Football League. And we'll take a look at those first half stats in just a moment as the two teams warm up and get set to go in this second half. And the onus has got to fall, at least partly for the Cobras, on Andy Jepson, who's had some problems getting things done inside the red zone. But that pass rush for the Lightning has been ferocious, especially in the second quarter.
Yeah, Dwayne Harris, Jed Hartwig, Jeff Ogard, they've been putting the pressure on. And Jepson has shown some ability to move around and scramble a little bit. And he just needs some more time so we can find some receivers.
A future member of the high voltage dance team for the Lincoln Lightning, perhaps. Both teams just about ready to go here to start off this second half. And the Lightning will kick off to the Sioux Falls Cobras. Good crowd on hand here at what's affectionately known as the Thunderdome, but only on Lincoln Lightning games. The rest of the time, it's just Pershing Auditorium. Hard to get folks into a flea market if you call it the Thunderdome, so they keep it its original name the rest of the time. But tonight, the Thunderdome is nearly full. And we'll look at the first half stats right after this kickoff as Paul Cosell gets set to kick it off for the Lincoln Lightning. Cosell has been solid tonight, a perfect 3 for 3 on point after tries. Guy from UNO that holds the UNO career field goal record. Hit 36 of them in his career with the Mavericks. And has a very strong leg. Cosell ready, and the third quarter is underway. And back to get it for the Cobras is Michael Hunter. Hunter to the 15-yard line. Walgamont and Harris make sure he goes no further, and the Cobras will take over first down and 10. And let's look at your first half stats as the Lightning lead it 21-6. And Monty, anything jump out at you there that says, whoa, I can't believe this? Pretty even stat-wise, except for the rushing yards favoring the Cobras.
Yeah, when you look at the stats, it doesn't seem to be too one-sided, but obviously Lincoln off to a much better start.
Maybe the biggest number there, 5 possessions and only 1 touchdown for the Cobras. They were unable to punch it in several times, twice on first and goal. First down and 10 here from the 16-yard line. Jepson in trouble again. Downfield he goes. He's got a man down there, and here comes the flag. Veland and Smith on the coverage of Kalen DeBoer. The Lightning want it to be an uncatchable ball.
Well, I don't know about that call there. Jepson was once again scrambling. Let's see what happens here. The Lightning players are saying it was uncatchable.
There is contact there.
A little bit of contact.
Derek Smith got his hands on DeBoer early, and in the judgment of the officials, that was enough to warrant what either will be a holding or a pass interference call. And it is pass interference. And that is a big penalty against the Lincoln Lightning, and a good way for the Cobras to start off this third quarter. They need to take advantage of any breaks they get, penalties, turnovers, or the other, in order to get some offensive momentum going here to start off this third quarter.
Saw the secondary coach there for the Lightning, Joe Blahak, wasn't too happy about that call.
Moves it all the way up into Lightning territory near the 24-yard line. So that is a big, big penalty, and there's Joe Blaha, not too happy, as Monty told you, with that one. First down and 10. Motion goes 3 to the left side, and Hudson takes it on the toss, and nothing there. Veland knifing in to make sure Gurriel Hudson doesn't have anywhere to go.
There's that same formation that the Cobras had a little bit of success with on their first drive of the ball game. 4 wide receivers lined up on the right side of the cluster. They whip 3 around to make it trips on the left and get a couple blockers out there for big Tommy Scoop.
Let's hear you over there.
Second down and 9. They start with 4 wide to the right. Now they'll bring 3 over to the left side for trips. The toss to Hudson. He'll cut it back against the grain and is brought down at the 21-yard line by Ben Butenbach. Jed Hartwig also in on the stop, and Gurriel Hudson has not gotten up.
Hudson not moving a lot right now.
Well, that would be a big loss for the Cobras, because Gurriel Hudson has not the leading rusher this year, but he's the leading rusher tonight. He has seen the bulk of the carries, and hopefully he'll be okay. Gurriel Hudson from Central Washington, 168 yards rushing coming into play. Played in 7 games. He was picked up a few games into the season by the Cobras, and he has been impressive tonight. He's given them an element of speed, Monty, that Tom Skog doesn't give them from that backfield spot.
Yeah, Coach Bentley told us about that before the game. They can really give you 2 different looks with Cleary and Skog back there. They'll try to line up and hammer you. However, Hudson has got some quick feet, somewhat reminiscent of Damon Benning.
Well, if you have friends or family anywhere around the world, they too can access this broadcast. Just have them log on to the internet at net.unl.edu. We stream all of our sports broadcasts live on the web, and this one no exception. So be sure you tell your friends and family across the country or across the world to log on to net.unl.edu. They can keep up with all their hometown favorites on the internet. And good to see Gurriel Hudson up and making his way toward the sideline. Hopefully just the wind knocked out of him, which I would imagine is pretty easy to have happen when you hit this hard surface. So hopefully Gurriel Hudson will be okay. 6 carries, 19 yards, and the touchdown tonight for the Cobras, so he's been a big part of their running attack. 3rd down and 7 now for the Cobras. Trips again to the left side, and movement along that right side of the offensive line. Looked like Garrett Hoffman may have leapt out of his stance a bit early, and that'll cost the Cobras a few yards. And it is Hoffman who's called for the false start. From Huron College, an NAIA All-American as a senior in '98. As a part of that offensive line, it's not as big as the Lightning line, and over the last quarter and a half has been dominated by that Lightning defensive front. 3rd down and 10. Trips go over to the left side again. They fake the toss. Jepson over the middle. Has Cleary. Cleary bangs away from Jones, drops the ball, gets it back, and is going to be about a yard shy of a first.
Nice job by Andy Jepson there. They faked the pitch. Wanted to go to DeBoer. And Derek Smith had him locked down pretty well. Good job by Jepson of finding his outlet receiver there. And big Anthony Cleary, and he's a load.
Watch Cleary against Jones. Cleary says, not today, Mr. Jones, and he bounces off, falls right on it. Cleary at 6'2", 250 pounds. He was Curtis Enos's backup at Penn State. Scored a touchdown in the '97 Fiesta Bowl as the Nittany Lions beat Texas that year. There's a look at a guy that'll be very busy at the University of Nebraska in just a few months. New Nebraska head basketball coach Barry Collier. He was the honorary, I don't know what you call it, the honorary coin flipper before this one, and is taking in the Lincoln Lightning tonight with his family here at Pershing Auditorium. And that's a man that will get the spotlight, Barry Collier, in the next few months. When it's time to hit the hardwood in his first year with the Huskers. 4th down and a yard to go. Jepson under center. They'll move Trips to the left side again. Jepson on the sneak, dives forward, and should have enough for a Cobra first down.
Well, the Cobras doing just what Coach Bentley said they were going to do as they come out in the second half, trying to mix things up, get the running game going, and maybe utilize a little play-action pass off the run.
Well, that running attack is a very important part of the Cobras offense. I told you earlier they're 11th in the IFL in total offense, but their rushing attack is 5th in the league. So they rely on that run to really set up their entire offense, and they've used it to great effect here in this drive in the 3rd quarter. Skog gets the carry, and Skog is hammered down by Ben Butenbach. Short gain on the play for Tom Skog.
Good job by Ben Butenbach there. You see the speed that Ben Butenbach has as he comes in from that linebacker position.
He has been the team leader defensively this year. Didn't even start the season as a starter, but was leading the league in tackles coming off the bench. That's how important and how big an impact he's had on this squad this year. 2nd down and 9. 4 to the right side. They'll move him in motion again. 3 to the left in that Trips formation. Jepson looking to throw. Pressure comes. He'll run with it. Has some running room. Gets a great block and dives into the end zone for the touchdown.
What a play by Tom Skog right there. He saw Jepson was in trouble and his quarterback taking off, and he came in, made a great block right at the goal line.
Good mobility shown by Jepson as well, as he got out of that pocket. And you hear the play from head coach Aaron Bentley. They're go for 2 here. Try to cut it to within 7. Even if they weren't down 9, though, they would be going for 2 because they don't have a kicker on the roster. Handoff to Skog. Skog banging his way in, and he does not get it. He was halfway there, and he was pushed back by the Lightning defense. Jeff Walgamont leading the way, and I thought for sure he had the 2-point conversion.
It's time for the Woodland Hills timeout. Now coming on to the
Watch the touchdown again.
Good burst there by Jepson. Look at the block by Skog.
Tommy Skog just opening that one up. Here's the 2-point try again.
Look at Charles Bodaddy. Look at that effort.
outside of his uniform.
And then Walgamont coming over to finish him off. Bodaddy and Walgamont. Bodaddy's had a big role in this game, stopping the two-point conversion. He scored 2 touchdowns tonight. Charles Bodaddy.
Anytime there's a collision, you can bet that Charles Bodaddy's not too far from the action.
Jose Jefferson, a look of concern on the head coach's face. Brad Penner standing by with man we saw moments ago, head men's basketball coach at the University of Nebraska, Barry Collier. Brad?
That's right, we're here with Coach Collier. He's getting a new experience here in Lincoln, this indoor football. But Coach Collier, you've only been here a couple of months, but I know you've had a busy summer so far. Tell us what you've been up to.
Well, just trying to make Lincoln home, and we're enjoying that. We've been really favorably welcomed, and we're got a staff here. Players are working during the summer, so we're excited about what's happening, but I can't get my hands on the team right now.
How do you like the game so far tonight?
This is great. A little plug here till football season. The ball rolls around. I think the defense has been great by the Lightning, so I enjoy football, and this is a great environment.
All right, thanks a lot. Enjoy the game.
Lester Johnson, after the kickoff, trying to find some running room and brought down at about the 20-yard line. Boy, Barry Collier can about do it all. We had him in the broadcast booth during a Nebraska baseball game earlier this year. He broke down some baseball for us. Now he's breaking down, giving us his input on football. I can't wait to see what he does with basketball, since that's the sport he knows best. There's Barry Collier and the Collier family. A bit subdued now, but they'll get fired up here in just a moment. First down and 10 for the Lightning, and the handoff up the middle. Not a lot of running room for Damon Benning as Trent Toline grabs his former teammate and brings him down to the turf.
Shot by Toline and Grinovich as they both kind of collapse down on Damon. Not much room there.
12 carries, 48 yards tonight for Damon Benning in his return to action. Only his 3rd game of the season, and it's the Lightning's 11th game of the year. So Damon has been sidelined most of the season, but is back and has looked healthy tonight. 2nd and 9. Lukey to throw. Deep downfield. He's got a man there. It's Stark for the touchdown.
You see the accuracy and the strength of Josh Lukey's arm right there. He threw that one as he was backing up, and he threw a bullet right in stride to Tommy Stark.
I was about to say before that play that you kind of felt like the momentum was shifting a little bit towards the Cobras, but that's a quick way to get it back on the side of the Lightning. A long touchdown pass to Tom Stark. Cosell the try for point. And that one right down the middle again. He is a perfect 4 for 4 on extra points, and the Lightning have extended that lead out to 16. It's 28-12. Watch it again as Lukey connects with Stark for the 11th time this year.
Row E, seat 7, section 24, row E, seat 7. You just won 10.
Good job by Tom Stark of making a slight adjustment just as the ball got there. And Tom, a guy who, a lot like Frenchie Buckner, a very, very reliable, sure-handed receiver. Tom played for the Lightning last year, got injured earlier in the year as we were playing. I'm not sure exactly where we were playing. He was running a crossing route in the end zone, caught the ball in the end zone, ran right into the wall, broke a bone in his wrist, and lost it for the rest of the season.
How about the numbers tonight for Josh Lukey? 9 of 11, 100 yards passing, 2 touchdowns, and 1 interception. 38 touchdowns on the year for Josh Lukey. Some pretty impressive numbers.
You see the accuracy of Josh Lukey, and this guy can hit a target. He's currently 2nd in the league with a quarterback rating of over 100.
That one scooped up by Cleary, and Cleary banging his way over the 20 to the 21-yard line. Ben Butenbach with the stop, and the Cobras in pretty good field position here on 1st and 10. 9:24 to go 3rd quarter, and the Lightning lead Sioux Falls 28-12. But that first drive of the second half for the Cobras was an impressive one. They got that ground game running, and they got rolling on the ground. I'd expect that they would probably go back to that again here.
Yeah, it's gut check time now for the Lightning defense. They played well in the first half, other than the first drive. And once again, first possession here in the second half, the Cobras marched down the field on them.
Andy Jepson will bring the Cobras out. Jepson, the 8th rated passer in the IFL. Last drive, though, mainly handed off. Now he'll throw. Jepson a quick out. He goes to Herbold. Herbold brought down just 2 yards past the line of scrimmage to the 23, and it's 2nd and 8.
Well, I think Coach Bentley and Andy Jepson both feel more comfortable with that type of a passing attack. They're not going to drop back deep like Josh Lutke and the Lightning will and send people deep down the field. They're going to use play action, use the short, quick 3-step drops, and try to let the receivers make something happen after they get the catch.
Is there an advantage either way to doing that as opposed to going deep?
Well, I think it gives the quarterback a little bit more confidence. Those are much more high percentage passes, and once you get the confidence build up, that helps the whole offense.
2nd down and 8. DeBoer in motion. Jepson in trouble. Harris has him wrapped up, and he lobs it out incomplete, intended for Willie Cohen. Great rush by Harris, but how about Jepson able to get that one away and get it near Willie Cohen? Nice play on both ends.
Watch the strength of Andy Jepson here as Dwayne Harris levels him, and as he's going to the ground, he got it out there, and he got it close to his receiver.
Pretty good heads up by Willie Cohen, too, to see his quarterback in trouble and come back towards the ball, try to give him somewhere to go with it. That saved the Cobras about 15 yards getting rid of that ball. It's 3rd down and 8. Cleary behind Jepson. In motion toward the line is DeBoer. Fat snap, fumbled, and it's picked up by the Lightning. Dwayne Harris got in there to get the turnover for the Lightning. Jepson looked like he never had control of that one.
It was about a 1-second period where both these guys had their hands on the ball, and not much of a fight there for Dwayne Harris as he easily took that one away from Andy Jepson.
Yeah, if they start a wrestling match, Jepson and Harris, I'm going to put my money on Dwayne. So the Lightning with a big break here and an opportunity to put the Cobras in an even deeper hole. They already lead 28-12. And have it 1st and 10 on the Cobra 18. Handoff to Benning. Benning in some trouble, a tackle behind the line of scrimmage, and a nice stop made by John Green.
Open your eyes! Hold it! Goddamn hold it!
See there the tackle made by Green, and that's a nice play by the 6'3" nose tackle from Lafayette University.
Cobra staff complaining that Pat Shaban was holding, and I think Shaban may have got away with one on Big Colleen that time.
A loss of 3 on the play for Damon Benning, and it's 2nd and 13. Lutke to throw, quick out, he goes to Sangster, he's got it near the 14-yard line of the Cobras. Pickup of about 7, and it'll bring up 3rd down and 6.
You see, Josh Lutke does all the little things very well. He knew where he was going with that play, as he was a quick slant pass to Zach on the left side, but as Josh took his drop back, he looked to the right, getting that linebacker in free safety to vacate the middle of the field.
Clock running, 6:15 to go in the 3rd quarter. Lincoln leading 28-12. Lutke, play action towards the end zone, and he just throws that one into the stands. Under heavy pressure from Jason Grenovich, and Lutke made somebody in that front row very happy with the first souvenir of the night, but Lutke's not very happy. It's 4th down. There's the fan. He gets to keep that football. And a good night at the ballpark for him. 4th down and 6, and the Lightning are going to go for it. Lincoln leading Sioux Falls 28-12. 4th and 6. Lutke rolling to the right, directing some traffic, goes back across the field, and too tall, intended down there for Damon Benning, and a big collision along those sideboards as Benning comes up short on that one, and the Cobras hold and force the Lightning to give it over on downs.
That's a big defensive stand right there for the Cobras. They will take over. Watch Damon Benning go up and try to get this one and get blasted right into the boards.
As Brad Penner told us earlier, though, those are soft, forgiving, right?
Somewhat.
That pad is, as I lean out, about 5 inches thick, maybe. And when you get hit with any kind of force, I don't care 5 inches or 8 inches or 10 inches, you're gonna feel it. So the Cobras with an opportunity here. They hold the Lightning, and now Jepson on the draw to Cleary, and Cleary has nowhere to go.
Well, the draw play hasn't had a lot of success against that tough front three for the Lightning. As Dwayne Harris, Hartwig, and Ogard have just been clogging things up all night.
Nothing doing as Hartwig and Harris all over Anthony Cleary. It takes two guys to bring Cleary down at 6'2", 250, and he is a tough load to stop. The Lightning do it that time. 2nd down and 12. The toss, and going back across the grain is Michael Hunter, and Hunter on his first carry of the night gets up near the 15-yard line, and Gureel Hudson just checking back into the game for the Cobras, so good to see he's back and healthy. Hunter getting his first carry of the night. 3rd down and 10. Cobras trailing 28-12. We have seen, and we've seen something we didn't expect, frankly, a defensive struggle here tonight. This 3rd quarter, and now flags fly on a 3rd and 10 play. Joe Blaha there, looking on from the Lightning side, and it's an offside against the Lightning defense, a 3-yard penalty. It makes it 3rd and 7.
Big Dwayne Harris may have been too anxious for that one.
So now 3rd down and 7 for the Lightning. Defensively, anyway, the Cobras on offense here trying to put something together. There's Aaron Bentley looking on, hoping his offense can get something going here. They've been held in check for the most part tonight by that Lightning defense. 3rd down and 6. Lob towards the sideline. That one is going to be caught by Herbold into the end zone for the touchdown. Great adjustment made by the wide receiver as he goes in for the score.
Not a very high percentage pass, but great job by Dean Herbold as he made the adjustment. Good coverage on the play. Just one of those things that the offensive player has a bit of an advantage on the fade pattern. Jepson just 1, 2, 3 and let her fly.
Herbold has 5 years in the Canadian Football League under his belt. Was acquired in a trade from the Casper Cavalry. On May 18th, they traded defensive back Michael Johnson to get Dean Herbold, and he's paying dividends here. 2-point try. Jepson to throw. Nowhere to go. Now to the back of the end zone. DeBoer is there for 2.
The extra point is good.
Once again, the mobility of Jepson allowing himself to get outside the pocket and buy himself some more time.
He has proven to be a very mobile quarterback. And Kalen DeBoer snags that 2-point conversion. And the Lightning lead only by 8, 28-20. Watch the touchdown pass again.
Good job of Jepson of putting some air under the ball, and Herbold just makes a great adjustment. Tough play for Smith.
And the 2-point conversion as Jepson bought himself time by rolling to the right side.
And that 2-point conversion is so important as that makes this now a 1-possession ball game.
And a lot of time left, 2:52 to go in the 3rd quarter. And now the Lightning offense has to be feeling a little bit of the pressure, Monty, because they were slowed by that Cobra defense here for most of this 3rd quarter. They've got to feel like they need to put some points on the board.
Now, David Benning hasn't been able to get going here in the second half, so let's see if Coach Jefferson and Coach Trainowitz can get the offensive line fired up and give Damon a little room to work.
Lester Johnson back to receive for the Lightning.
Scores in the next 5 minutes of the game. The first 25 fans that bring their tickets.
Ready to kick it off is Michael Hunter. 3 of his 7 kickoffs last week went into the end zone, and he's done an admirable job tonight. Not a kicker, but has a strong enough leg from South Dakota. South Dakota State graduate. And he sends that one deep into the end zone. It bounces off the end board, and Lester Johnson brings it out. Johnson with some running room out near the 15, and he is slammed hard into the boards at the 16-yard line. Anthony Cleary on the stop.
First down, Lightning.
So Lincoln with some work to do, leading by 8, 28-20. Josh Lutke hoping to find the magic touch again, connected with Tom Stark moments ago for a touchdown. 2:30 to go in this third quarter.
That wishbone formation once again there as they motion out of it as Bodaddy's the lone back.
And the handoff goes to Bodaddy, and he's across the 17 near the 18-yard line. Gain of 2.5 yards on the play, and it'll be second down and 8.
Charles Bodaddy, definitely one of the fan favorites. I think Coach Jefferson called a little wheel route here for the slot receiver to run about a 3-yard slide out and then turn it up the field.
Play has worked to some success tonight for the Lightning. Lutke being flushed out, in trouble, flagged down, and down goes Lutke in the arms of Trent Toline. Big play and a big rush by Toline. If it stands, it's his 10th sack of the year.
Toline's had a great year for the Cobras. Looks like we may have a penalty on the Cobras defense.
It is indeed a penalty against Sioux Falls, but watch Toline again. Good rush from the inside. He wasn't going to let Lutke get away.
By himself for a little bit. Let's go on.
Hey, referee, please watch the split.
Jose Jefferson talking with his quarterback.
Let's go left, 90, 55, and go. Tell Bodaddy to stay at home.
Wants Charles Bodaddy to stay back and block.
Please watch the split.
1:38 to play, third quarter. Second down and 6. Motion is Sangster. Pump fake. Lutke wanting to go deep. Now they'll go to the other side. Stark is there, is into the end zone for the touchdown. Nice job by Tom. There's a flag.
That one may be coming back as well.
Holding against the Lightning, and back it comes.
Dejected look on Coach Jefferson's face right now. Is an outstanding play by both Lutke and Stark.
That doesn't sit well with the fans here in Lincoln, but it certainly makes the folks from Sioux Falls happy. Let's see if we can see the hold.
Looks like big Chris Dunkel grabbing the jersey.
Great shot there as we're right in the middle of that offensive line. Jose Jefferson a little frustrated with that one. Instead of a touchdown, it's 2nd and 12. Back at the Lightning 14. They fake, they give up the middle. Now the shovel to Damon Benning. Benning breaks one tackle, and he is hammered at the 19-yard line. Big hit laid on him there, and Benning back up to talk to Jason Grenovich about it.
Damon Benning up quick to let Mr. Aiken know that he's just fine after that hit.
Well, you cannot tell me there's not hitting out here. Watch this one. That's slow motion, and even then it looks fast from Stern Aiken.
Big third down play here for the Lightning.
Third down and 6. Time winding down, third quarter. Lutke to throw. Pressure comes again. Downfield he goes towards Sangster, and Sangster is knocked into the stands. He's okay. He hops over the boards and back in, but the play is incomplete.
What an effort by Zach Sangster, totally giving up his body as he dives over the wall. Zach probably the most fundamentally sound of the receivers. He runs great routes, has very good hands, and is not afraid to stick his nose in there and be a good blocker.
Not afraid to stick his nose into the stands either. And that is going to do it for the third quarter of play. The Lightning clinging to an 8-point lead over the Sioux Falls Cobras. We have reached the end of 3 quarters at the Thunderdome, and it's Lincoln 28 and Sioux Falls 20.
Ladies and gentlemen, one more time.
This is Jose Jefferson, head coach of the Lincoln Lightning. You're watching Nebraska on TV.
Great Performances presents a merry blend of Shakespeare's Twelfth Night and Duke Ellington's music. Play on.
I heard it from that cat named Bill. Said play on or what you will, because sweet music is the fruit of love.
And the food of love is all Ellington. Play on. Musical comedy fun from great performances.
Wednesday night at 8 Central Time on Nebraska ETV.
Visit your PBS station site to see what's on when. Learn what's going on where. Find what interests you. PBS.org and your PBS station. Made for viewers and surfers just like you.
This is your Nebraska ETV network.
High voltage dancers performing in between quarters here at Lincoln's Pershing Auditorium, along with Brad Penner and Monte Cristo. I'm Kevin Kugler. We are glad you're with us tonight from Pershing Auditorium as we get our first look at the Lincoln Lightning and the Sioux Falls Cobras. First time we've done indoor football league action. Of course, we're also live on the internet at net.unl.edu, not only with tonight's IFL action, but with sporting events all season long. And the Lightning will try a field goal here from Paul Cosell. Cosell yet to hit one this year, 0 for 4 in field goal tries, but I watched him in practice and he was banging them with regularity from this range. These can be returned if they fall short, and back to try to return is Michael Hunter. Cosell will try for the field goal. It's on the way, and it is no good, just wide to the right. He had enough leg on it, but with only 8 feet to go between those goalposts, you have got to be awfully accurate to hit that through.
Yeah, it's not the easiest arena to kick in either. The Pershing scoreboard hanging down low.
Fans, remember, please do not throw anything on.
Brad Penner has been on the sidelines, a busy man all night. Let's join Brad again now. Brad?
Well, Kevin, I'm here with Mike Works, a co-owner of the Lincoln Lightning. And Mike, Lincoln's the only independently owned franchise in this league. Tell me why you and your partner, Andrew Cheeseman, got into this.
Well, Andrew and I came to a couple games last year. Absolutely loved what we saw, loved the crowd. Just thought it was a great game, great sport. It's something's going on all the time. And because of that, we talked to the owner of the league. He was looking to, it helps him a lot to sell a team in the league, set a value for his league, and we really hit it off well with him, and things worked out for us all. So he's very happy with the independent ownership. We're very happy to be here.
All right. Thanks, Mike.
Thank you.
Kevin?
It's a unique situation. Kerry Eklund is the gentleman that owns this entire league, save one team, the Lincoln Lightning. And the Lightning, independently owned, as Brad told you. The only team in the league to be so. Second down and 10. Lightning leading by 8, 28-20. Jepson with time, throws it out incomplete on this near side, intended for Dean Herbold. Led him a little too far, and Herbold couldn't pull it in. It'll be third down and 10 for the Cobras.
Job by Drake on the coverage. Herbold was looking for the quick 5-yard hitch route.
The Lightning coming off a bye last week after losing at Wichita by 3. Sioux Falls broke a 3-game losing skid last week with a 16-point win at home over that same Wichita Warlords team. Third down and 10 for the Cobras from the 24-yard line. Jepson will tuck it and run. He's into Lightning territory, runs into his own man. Herbold is knocked down at the 19-yard line, and Jepson may be hurt. He's getting up awful slow. It wasn't the tackle, it was running into Herbold, getting bent back that hurt him.
Ticket number 25.
You can see he's got his bell rung a little bit.
5-3. Pick up your Dwayne Harris autograph jersey at the prize patrol.
Herbold got shoved into him by Drake, and watch the impact. Ouch.
We need some noise. Let's raise the roof of the ball.
Fourth down and 4. I formation for the Cobras on 4th and 4. Jepson to throw. Rolls to the right side. Downfield he goes, and too far for Dean Herbold, and no flags. The Lightning hold and get it back offensively.
Great job by Derek Smith. He had his man completely locked up. Jepson trying to avoid the rush once again and had to just let her fly.
But that's totally pressing the
28-20, Lightning get it back with an 8-point lead, and 12-28 to play in this one. It has been the Lightning defense tonight that has made some awfully big plays, and we'll look at some big defensive plays tonight for the Lincoln Lightning. Big sack there. The interception by Jones. And again, that pass rush has been so ferocious tonight for the Lincoln Lightning. And then a nail on the 2-point conversion try. Nothing doing. Back to live action now, and a great catch by Zach Sangster into Cobra territory down near the 20-yard line on first down.
One more little option they have off of that screen action. Josh with 2 quick steps, pump fakes on the screen, and then hits Zach Sangster as he heads up the sideline. Good job by Zach of going up and getting that one.
Clock running, 11:35 to go. Lincoln, if the season were to end today, would be the 5th seed in the playoffs and would have to travel in that first-round game. They would love to be one of the top 4 seeds and get a home game. Start on the quick out pattern, and not a whole lot there as he runs into Ed Wynn and John Green, among others. Also Trent Tolin on the stop.
Ludke and company trying to catch the Cobras sleeping on that one as there was a quick little pass to Tommy Stark.
Lincoln really has been blessed with some great receivers this year. Frenchie Buckner, Tom Stark, Zach Sangster. I think the Lightning feel awfully comfortable throwing to any one of those guys. See Josh Ludke's numbers, another quick throw, and that one right through the hands of Tom Stark. On 2nd and 8, it'll be 3rd down.
Fans is starting to find out who's the lucky winner of tonight's title versus.
You don't see that too often with Tom Stark. He will go up and get him, and he has great hands. Catches the deep ball, but he can also go over the middle. That one just a bit tall for him.
Secondary for the Cobras. Playing off of the slot receiver about 6 to 7 yards and backpedaling at the snap of the ball. So that's why Ludke and Coach Jefferson are trying to get those quick little hitters.
3rd down and 8. Lightning on the Cobra 19. Ludke to throw. Goes to the outlet, Damon Benning. Benning across the 15 and banged into the boards near the 13-yard line. He's going to be about 3 yards shy of a Lightning first down, and that'll bring up 4th down.
It's a great feeling as a quarterback when everything else is taken away and you got a guy like Damon Benning you can go to.
Didn't hear about his hands much at Nebraska. Obviously, Nebraska not known for throwing to its I-backs as much as handing the ball off to them. But Damon with 24 catches last year, he has shown he can catch the ball out of the backfield. 4th down and 2. The Lightning will go on the quick slant. That pass is caught, and it should be enough for a first down. Zach Sangster getting down inside the 10-yard line. It'll be 1st and goal, Lightning.
Shows you his toughness and his concentration both on that play, as that was a huge play. Little quick slant pattern. Great coverage on the play. Just a good job by Zach of concentrating and holding on and knowing what he needed to do.
And he held on to that with just one arm. It's pretty impressive as they were trying to rip that away the entire time. 1st and goal for the Lightning, trying to add to an 8-point lead. The toss to Benning, and not anything there except Stern Aiken and John Green. They read that play right from the beginning.
Let it, baby, bring the wood. Keep bringing it, baby.
2nd down and nothing on this play. Great defense played by the Cobras.
Good job of pursuing down the line by Aiken and Green.
Timeout taken by Lincoln with 8:32 to go in this 4th quarter. The Lightning leading the Cobras 28 to 20. Damon Benning being attended to on the side. Well, Monty, it's your first year not wearing the pads in quite some time after college. You played for the Lightning last year. Is it hard watching this and not being out on the field playing?
No, I think there's a little adjustment period where you want to be back out here with the guys and having some fun. But I'd tell you, my body's taken enough abuse, I think, over the years. So I feel pretty safe and comfortable right back here.
Imagine it's nice waking up in the morning without any aches and pains that you had from football.
I tell you, the first game that we played in here, they had just painted all the stuff on the field, and got into the end zone a couple times, and it was like concrete in there. That pain is so hard. I woke up with scabs all over and sores, so it was pretty tough.
I can imagine you wouldn't miss that too much at this point. Of course, med school has its own problems and trials and tribulations, I'm sure.
Yep.
Second down and goal to go. They fake the toss, and Lukey in all kinds of trouble throws it away. Anthony Cleary was all over Josh Lukey right from the get-go, and Lukey had nowhere to go but throw it out of bounds.
That's just a good job of coaching right there. They've seen that play on film before, and Anthony Cleary knows that if Lukey turns and fakes the pitch, that he's got to be there for the bootleg, and there was nowhere for Josh to go. You see, he wanted to turn back to the left and find some receivers crossing, but Anthony Cleary was going to have none of that.
Clock running, under 8 minutes to go in this one, with the Lightning leading 28-20 and facing a big third down and goal. And a timeout taken by Josh Lukey. They were running out of time, had 2 seconds left on the play clock, and the Lightning have to burn their second timeout in the last 3 plays. Brad Penner standing by on the sidelines once again. Let's go to him now. Brad?
Well, Kevin, I'm here with Mike Dredge, and Mike is the president of the boosters for the Lightning. And Mike, you're getting kind of crazy over here. Tell me what you see your role as in this whole mess.
I see my role as a very sexy, high-voltage male cheerleader.
And you fulfill it so well. I tell you what, I do. What is it, Mike, about this game that you like?
The action. I mean, it's just wall-to-wall banging. You know, you got Frenchie Buckner going up and getting nailed every time. There's nothing like this.
There's speechless.
Like this. The arena's not like this. IPFL ain't like this. The only place you're going to get this is here at the IFL.
You heard it from Mike Dredge. This is the only place for this kind of body flipping action. So we're going to go back to you, Kevin.
Lightning rules.
I wish he'd get into it a little bit more. Lukey on third and goal. Lots of time. Throws it into the end zone, and that one is intercepted by Bobby Perkins, and Perkins brings it out to the 7-yard line. He leads the IFL in interceptions, and he's just grabbed his 8th of the season.
That's a huge turnover there for the Lightning, and gives a little life back into the Cobras here as Lincoln was looking to put this one out of reach. See, Josh tried to fit it in there between 2 defenders, and Perkins just got there just in time.
That's a terrific pick by Bobby Perkins. We weren't even sure he was going to play, and then not only does he play, he starts and comes up with a major interception, a big play in this game. 7:38 to go, and the Lightning leading by 8, but the Cobras have gotten it back. Timeout on the field as the Cobras will take over on offense. That top defense in the IFL, the Sioux Falls Cobras, has flexed its muscle here in the second half. We talked about Lincoln holding Sioux Falls to just 6 points in the first half. Sioux Falls has held Lincoln to only 7 points here in the second half.
I think Coach Bentley went in at halftime and had a few words for his players. They made some adjustments defensively and have come back out offensively and gotten back to their game plan.
Jefferson deep in thought there on the sideline. Tries to figure out a way to get this one into the win column for his Lincoln Lightning.
Well, this is the time when home field advantage is an advantage. The crowd's going to get pumped up right here. 7:38 left to go. Cobras down by 8.
Jose Jefferson never played football in high school at Creighton Prep in Omaha or in college at the University of South Dakota. But he played in the Arena League after a great track career for the Coyotes of South Dakota.
Of course, Jefferson fits this game to a T. He's one of those speed guys, and he was a deep threat for the Barnstormers.
Here's a deep throw from Jepson. That one is going to be dropped at the 5-yard line by Herbold. He had it, he juggled it, and he just couldn't pull it in. Kenneth Drake on the coverage.
Good job by Kenneth Drake. You know, Herbold has some speed. We've seen him get down the field earlier in the game. Jepson, once again, just letting it fly and letting the receiver run under the ball.
Some hand fighting all the way down the field, and Herbold just could not get back to it in time. A bit underthrown by Jepson. But a ball that could have been caught. 2nd down and 10. Jepson under center. The crowd getting very loud in here. The draw to Gureel Hudson. Hudson, a little scat back there, and he gets near the 10-yard line and lunges across to near the 11.
Great job by Sherman Wilderness, the big left guard for the Cobras. He had a great block out in front of Hudson.
When you talk about big in Sherman Wilderness, 6'5", 340 pounds, and he knows about winning as well. Played for Northwest Missouri State, helped them win a national championship in 1998. His senior year, they won another Division II national championship last year. 3rd down and 6. Jepson to throw again. That one tipped to the line of scrimmage, and it's intercepted. The Lightning get it. Ben Butenbach off the tip, and the Lightning get it back.
Not sure who it was. May have been big Brent Neben there, number 90. Got his paws up. Gave Ben Butenbach a chance to bring it down.
Butenbach in the right place at the right time, and Brent Neben, the former UNO Maverick, with the tip, Butenbach with the pick, and now the Lightning in great field position again. And Butenbach with the interception. 28-20, Lightning with the 8-point lead and the ball. 1st down and 10 on the 18-yard line. Benning, the handoff up the middle, and he'll move ahead to the 14. A gain of 4. It'll be 2nd and 6 for the Lightning.
First 3-4 steps by Damon Benning, it's like he's shot out of a cannon. He just explodes from his backfield position.
5.5 to play in this one. The clock continues to run until the 2-minute mark. And then once we reach that last 2 minutes, it'll stop at each incomplete. It'll stop with a change of possession or to move the chains after a 1st down, as in college football. 2nd down and a short 7 for the Lightning. Again, the handoff to Benning. Good cutback. Benning with some running room across the 10, and he's close to a 1st down near the Cobra 7-yard line.
Well, that's typical Damon Benning right there. Get the defense going one way, stop on a dime. Watch Damon just stop. Boop. There he goes right back on the cutback play. And watch him get his shoulder into this guy, number 34, Perkins. Went for a ride.
Damon Benning, his return has been a big lift for this Lightning team tonight.
Job by the front three once again.
3rd down and a yard. Benning tripped up in the backfield, and he may be short. Good penetration by John Green. Got a hand on Benning. And Benning may have come up just shy of the 1st down, and if he did, it's 4th down and half a yard. Let's see if they give it the first. It is a 1st down. He got just enough, but not much more than he needed. So 1st and goal coming up for the Lightning. Leading by 8. You see the time remaining as it winds down near 4 minutes left in this one.
Don't look for the Lightning to get too fancy here. They'll probably stick with Benning on the ground.
Stark in motion to the right side. They do give it to Benning. Benning working it up the middle, and he is tripped up at the 3-yard line. Damon Benning brought down on the play by Don Hilsenroth. And 2nd down and goal for Lincoln, and that clock continuing to run. 3:36 to go.
Talked about the speed and the quickness from Damon Benning. One other trait that this guy has is he is very durable. He can take a hit and bounce right back. See Charles Bodaddy in at the fullback.
Lightning out of the I formation. Bodaddy leading the way for Benning. Benning breaks one tackle. He's in for the score.
Damon Benning, got to thank Charles Bodaddy on that one. Bodaddy got into Stern Aiken big time on that one as he drove him back into the end zone and let Damon walk on in.
So Damon Benning into the end zone for the Lightning. And a 14-point lead could grow to 15 if Cosell remains perfect. The try for point is in there, and the Lightning lead it with 3:06 to go, 35-20 over Sioux Falls Cobras, and Benning again for the end zone. Breaks his tackle from Hilsenroth, and then he goes. good look at Damon Benning. 65 yards on the night and 1 touchdown in his return. And not only does he have a productive night offensively, Monty, but just him being in the backfield makes the defense have to key on him, and that opens it up for other folks out there.
Well, that's the truth right there. Teams see Damon Benning in the backfield, and that's just one more thing that they have to worry about.
Well, the Cobras have to worry right now about how to put 15 points on the board in the final 3:06. Certainly wouldn't be unheard of in the IFL. But the Lightning trying to put the clamps down on this one and grab the 8th win of the year against 3 losses for Lincoln. Cosell's kick on a line, and that one deep in the end zone, taken there by number 2 for the Cobras, Michael Hunter. And Hunter with some running room across the 25 into Lightning territory at the 21-yard line, and a great return sets the Cobras up in very good shape here, needing a score with 2:55 to go.
Great balance there shown by Hunter. As he got spinned around, was able to maintain his feet.
Nice move by Hunter, and great balance there. Broke out of Derek Smith's attempt. And now the Cobras threatening already in between the 21 and 22-yard line of the Lightning. First down and 10, clock running, 2:38 to go. Cleary in motion from right to left. 2 wide to the left side, 1 to the right. Jepson on the draw to Hudson, and Hudson down to the 19. A pickup of just a couple on 1st and 10, moves it to 2nd and 8.
Coach Bentley has went to the draw about 3 or 4 times, and that's about as productive as they have been on that play.
There's a look from inside the helmet. This is what you see if you're wearing one of those when you're out there on the field. 2nd down and 9. Jepson to throw. Over the middle he goes. Too tall and a bit behind. Kalen DeBoer, and exactly 2 minutes to go in this one.
Jepson had enough time on that one. Just let it sail a little bit behind the intended receiver DeBoer.
The official has announced the 2-minute warning. 35-20. The Lightning leading by 15. And let's go down to Brad Penner. He's standing by with Damon Benning.
Well, Damon Benning is with me right now, and Damon, looks like you're back from that injury.
Yeah, I feel pretty good. You know, it took me a little bit to get in the groove, and I was worried a little bit about my stamina, but it's coming to me, and as they keep feeding it to me, I feel like I'm getting stronger and stronger.
Tell me about what it's like coming back. Did you have any concerns that you might re-injure things, or?
Yeah, you know, there was a little concern early on, but you know, it just became a matter of wills, you know, and I think that that last drive we wanted it just a little bit more than they did. They knew what was coming, and everybody in here knew what was coming, and we were just like line up and stop it. So that sends a message, you know, that when it comes down to a battle of wills, we're going to be right there.
Okay, I know you brought a big lift to this team tonight, and looks right now like you're going to go on to victory, so congratulations.
Yeah, I appreciate it. It's not over yet, but we're on our way.
All right, thanks, Damon. Back to you, Kevin.
Thank you, Brad. It is not over yet, but Lincoln looking a lot better than they did moments ago with an 8-point lead. 15 makes Jose Jefferson a lot happier than just 8 up on the scoreboard. And a big 3rd down coming up here for the Cobra offense. 3rd down and 9. Jepson under center. Hudson behind him in the backfield. They fake to him, give to Herbold. Herbold with some running room, gets a block from DeBoer, and then runs right into DeBoer and comes up 3 yards shy of the first.
Job by Kenneth Drake of staying home on that play. Cobras trying to fool Lincoln with some more misdirection play with a little reverse here.
And DeBoer may have injured himself. He's being helped up and helped off to the side as he comes limping off. Kalen DeBoer, head coach Aaron Bentley there. Played defensive end at the University of Wyoming and then went on to play for the Phoenix Cardinals in the NFL.
Cobras going to have to hurry to get this one off. The play clock down to 5. And they may need to take a timeout.
Jepson bringing him up to the line, and that's it. Delay of game. They did not get it. Aaron Bentley tried to call a timeout, but not in time, and that'll be a Let's see. They're discussing it right now as to what the story is. It is a delay of game against the Cobras. So mark 3 more off against Sioux Falls, and that makes it 4th down and about 6.
It's a costly mistake right there for the Cobras. It's the job of Andy Jepson to maintain the clock awareness, and instead of looking at a 4th and 4, now they're stuck at 4th and 7.
1:08 to go. And this is the game right here for Sioux Falls. I formation for the Cobras. They fake the give. They fake the reverse. Jepson to throw. He's got a man open, and it's Cohen complete down to the Lightning 7-yard line, and that's enough for a Cobra first down.
Great job by Andy Jepson staying in the pocket. He knew that he was going to get hit, and hit he did. And he's delivered a strike to Cohen.
Lightning hurrying to get players off the field. They'll start the clock, and Jepson fakes the down play, then throws it out, and it's caught at about the 6-yard line. Well, we saw Dan Marino do that a few years ago with the Dolphins, run up to the line of scrimmage, tell everybody that you're going to down the ball, but a timeout taken by the Cobras after that play, as it didn't fool
how many do we have left?
the Lightning. Watch it again.
Ben Budenbach kind of out of position as he was out there playing in a cornerback position on air ball.
Marino did that a few years ago for the Dolphins and threw for a touchdown. Jepson hoping for the same. Let's listen in.
We've got 2 timeouts, so we don't get a call timeout.
They will stay on the ground with only 54 seconds left and down 15.
You know where they are. You can tell we've been off a week.
Yeah. Jose Jefferson making note of the bye week there. The Lightning coming off a bye week this week.
Watch for the pitch play here to the right side as they send all 3 guys in motion.
2nd down and goal. They'll toss it to Hudson. Hudson wrapped up by Butenbach, and the Cobras will quickly take a timeout.
Well, the Lightning have seen that play over and over today, and Ben Butenbach sniffed that one out and forces the Cobras to take another timeout. Good job of Butenbach of skirting around the block from the fullback and making the play.
Well, Monty, as you said, we've seen this play an awful lot today. So it's not something that should surprise the Lightning at this point. Perhaps the timing of the play call, the only thing that would surprise there.
Coach Finley pretty adamant about what he wants to do, though. He wants to stay on the ground and stay with the things that have worked for him.
Jose Jefferson not celebrating yet.
We hold him here. We got the point differential. I want to score some more on him, but, you know.
Never letting up. Wants to score more, even if they get the ball back.
You can tell Jose Jefferson is an offensive coordinator.
3rd down and goal from the Lightning 6. Jepson to throw. Complete and in for the touchdown to Dean Herbold. And this one's not over yet.
Great concentration by Herbold there as Jepson fired a strike, and there was not much room at all on that one for that ball to get in there.
Well, Jepson has shown a pretty strong arm tonight, and he's shown that he's very mobile. That time didn't have to be very mobile, but did find Herbold for the score. And so that quiets this crowd as the Cobras will go for 2 and try to cut it to a 7-point game. And I would imagine an onside kick coming up in moments after this 2-point try. But first, the try for 2 out of the I formation. The toss to Hudson, cutting back, and Hudson finding no room. Tony Veland there to lead the charge.
Well, the lack of a kicker really hurts you right there. They could have kicked the extra point. They still have a 1-possession ball game, and they have to go for 2 here. And now the Cobras are down by 9.
That is a great point, Monty, because without that, you're right, it is a 1-possession game. The TD again.
Jepson firing a strike. Veland just a second too late.
And the try for 2.
Look at Tony Veland.
Oh, big hit.
Great job by Tony coming up and fighting off the block and making the tackle.
So your situation right now, Lincoln leading Sioux Falls by 9, 35-26 with 45 seconds to go.
It's going to be ugly.
Jose Jefferson still looking on, hoping his team can pull it out here in the late stages of this one. Expect the onside kick. Onside rules pretty much the same here in the IFL. If it goes out of bounds, though, it's awarded to the team that last touched it. So an opportunity, even if it goes out of bounds, if Sioux Falls touches it last after it goes 10 yards, the Cobras get it back. But it has to go 10 yards before the kicking team can touch the ball, and that's similar to every form, fashion of football. Michael Hunter will do the honors. And again, this is where maybe having a kicker would really help you out, an experienced kicker who's used to doing this. There's the onside kick. Stark scoops it up right at the 10-yard line of the Cobras. And with 45 seconds left, you'd think the Lightning would have the opportunity to run this one out.
And run it out, they probably will. I want to say a quick word or two about the front office for the Lincoln Lightning. Andrew Cheeseman and Mike Works, the two owners, and Joel Huff, the general manager. Those guys have done a tremendous job this year and last year of promoting this sport, and promoting this team, and getting the city of Lincoln involved. And they have really taken a liking to this indoor football in their Lincoln Lightning.
And the Lightning poised to go 8-3 on the year. The Cobras, barring a rally, will fall to 6-5. And this is a big win for Lincoln if they hang on. As far as the playoffs go, 3 more games left in this IFL regular season.
Don't be surprised if Coach Jefferson tries to put it in the end zone again.
Flags down, and that pass knocked away at the line of scrimmage, incomplete. And you were exactly right. He was headed for the end zone, wanted more, and motion called against the Lightning. Will move him back 3.
Fans, remember, you're invited to come onto the playing field and
41 seconds to go, and the Lightning by 9, 35-26.
In the box.
As we wind towards the end of this one, they're sorting out the penalty. The Cobras will accept it. They'll march it off 3 yards, and it'll be first and 13.
Number 13 for the Lightning was in the no-fly zone. 3-yard penalty, repeat first down.
41 seconds to go and a 9-point Lincoln lead. 35-26.
Get some meetings on Wednesday, okay, and then we'll run practice right from there. Okay, started at 5:45.
Aaron Bentley already getting practice schedule set for next week. Lester Johnson on the carry. Johnson to the 5, working his way towards the end zone, and whistles blow. He's down at the 3.
Haven't seen a lot of Cluster tonight with Damon being back in the backfield, but Cluster's done a great job this season. Filling in at quarterback when he's been asked to, playing a little running back, playing receiver. Really one of those versatile players on the Lightning roster.
Talked with him earlier in the week. He called himself a jack of all trades. And he has been this year. Of course, he came to Nebraska as a quarterback. Johnson banging his way toward the goal line, and that one stopped short by Stern Aiken, and that is the final play of this game. The Lightning get the win, 35-26. Lincoln victorious over the Sioux Falls Cobras tonight, Monty, and the return of Damon Benning for the Lightning was a successful one.
Well, Damon Benning was a story. The first half, he pretty much had his way, got a lot of yards, got in the end zone. In the second half, the Cobras came out and shut him down a little bit, but I saw Damon go over to Coach Jefferson and say, "Give me the pill," and that's what they did the last 2 drives, and they ended up doing a great job in finishing this thing off in style.
The Lightning get the win, 35-26 over Sioux Falls. We'll have more from the Thunderdome in Lincoln, Nebraska when we return in just a moment. Lincoln wins it 35-26 over the Sioux Falls Cobras. Falls Cobras 35-26, a 9-point victory for Lincoln here at Pershing Auditorium as the Lightning get the win tonight. And let's go down on the sidelines to Brad Penner. Brad?
Well, I'm here with Coach Jose Jefferson, and Coach, maybe not a typical IFL game, maybe not quite as high scoring, but as you said a little bit ago, a must-win game, and you did win it.
Yeah, I think we played more so not to lose and to win, and when we had a comfortable lead, we kind of laid back on some things and relied on others, and it didn't work out. We didn't capitalize on the turnovers that the defense gave us, and, you know, offensively we have to do things like that, especially when we have a strong defense.
You mentioned the defense, and that really seemed to be a key to this victory. Were you surprised at the way your defense played, or is that what you expected?
That's what we always play. That's the way this defense plays when the game's on the line.
You still have a big smile tonight, and tell me how this positions you, I guess, looking at the playoffs coming up and what this win meant tonight.
Well, it's huge because now we have the tiebreaker on Sioux Falls, and if Sioux City wins, that'll bring Topeka down, and we'll be tied at least for a division lead, but they'll still have a game on us, and then they'll probably knock Sioux Falls out of the playoffs, but they got to win out. Just everybody in our league or in our division, at least the Southern Division, has to win out, and like I said, I mean, you're going to see a lot of games like 35-26, so I mean, I'm disappointed because we didn't capitalize on the turnovers, but our defense always plays tough, especially at home.
Thanks a lot. Congratulations on the victory.
Thank you.
All right. Also here tonight with us is, we have Ben Butenbach with us. Ben, can we get you over here? We've got Ben Butenbach here. Ben Butenbach, the former Husker, and Ben made a big key interception there at the end of the game. And Ben, how's it feel to come up with a big play like that tonight?
Oh, it feels great, in front of like 5,000 fans, then on TV. Brett even hit it up in the air, and it just popped right down my hand, so it was pretty nice. I liked it.
All right, congratulations on the win. Back to you, Kevin.
Thank you.
Thank you very much, Brad, and a victory tonight for the Lincoln Lightning. The Lightning moved to 8-3 on the year with a 35-26 win over the Sioux Falls Cobras. And now for Brad Penner, Monty Cristo, and our entire Nebraska ETV sports production crew, I'm Kevin Kugler. Good night from Pershing Auditorium in Lincoln, Nebraska. Coverage of the Indoor Football League is brought to you in part by Runza. It's gotta be real. By Lincoln Open Scan MRI. Image is everything. By Health South, returning workers to work, to play, to living. By Williamson Auto Center, proud sponsors of Lincoln Lightning football. And by K&Z Distributing, Miller Lite, a true Pilsner beer.